Now I think we're live.
All right. Did Frank unbreak what Frank broke? There it is. Now we're live.
We
Frankie,
are
baby.
live. All right, I got it.
My guy.
See, I'm a little smarter than you think.
Oh, nobody said you were dumb. I, s- I still can't figure out how to start the chat. I thought the chat would start automatically. I don't know what I'm doing.
All
I'm
right.
still learning Twitch, guys, so I apologize. I think I got a chat up now. Let's see. Yes, chat is. Yeah, I think. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Guess we'll find out. Tell me when people start saying hello. So either way, welcome to the stream. Hopefully, a few of you guys are going to be out here shortly.
Where did that go? Sorry, guys. Little chaotic. I somehow managed to kill the stream before it even started.
What?
Yeah.
Are we
So
dead again?
no, we're good now. But I killed it.
Okay.
I killed it originally.
Killed
So
it.
we should be good, or we should be live right now.
He treated it like BK treats his 10-cent horses, man. Why you got to do that to the stream, dude?
There you go. I was going to say something completely different, but you went into a much better place than I did, or than I was thinking. All right, so we got Lucky Rabbi, we got Dunville Downs.
Feel bad for the unlucky rabbi. I'm glad we got a lucky one in here. I got to
Led.
figure out how to kick this chat open. I don't know what I'm doing, Frank. Why do you allow me to screw stuff up?
I don't know. I still haven't learned my lesson, apparently.
Really not.
Let's see. Chips for you to see. That's Maddie. I did not spell your name right, Maddie. All right. We got Durdingo 333, Dwayne Crisp. What's going on,
Crisp-
everybody?
Crispy
Dennis Schaefer. What's up, man? Spin
All right, I'm just-
round.
Baby,
Beer
right round.
keg.
I am going to actually just restart the stream myself on my end, which won't affect
Dissolves.
anyone's.
Lindsay Park. FL Rancho.
The Rancho.
Squirrel.
There's the stream chat.
There we go.
All right, I've got my chat now. Now I'm ready to go, people. Bring me your worst.
All right. So tonight we have another. This is my last one. This is main lunch. My last one. And then I got a few
Main
other
lunch.
things.
There's Padre Bry, the king of the hot sauce. I've been eating the hot sauce quite regularly. The what is it? I guess it's the Green Ghost. Is that the one? Yeah, the second hottest. Yeah, that's what I've been. That's been my go-to.
So my wife actually marinated. Oh, this is a terrible sentence to say. My wife marinated chicken in demon semen, and last night. So we had it. Or I had it tonight, but for whatever the reason, the spice wasn't there. It wore off. So I ended up dousing it in the Vampire Slayer, which was just as good. It was awesome.
Get the devil up all in your mouth.
There it
So
is.
I definitely need to get a cup of some sort. Hey Jen, my wife's sleeping there. I was going to get a glass, but I am going to drink Shiner Bock or just Shiner Oktoberfest. This was a mistake. I meant to get Sam Adams Oktoberfest, but you know what? I'm a Shiner fan, so I'm all in. Let's see what happens. Let's see how this plays out.
So, couple of cool things I just want to point out before we really kind of get into things is if you guys if you type in exclamation point leaderboard, or you see what I just did there should be a link that popped up in the stream. If you click on that stream, everybody earns points for being in the Twitch now. So, eventually.
What do those points mean? We'll have to figure it out.
Right.
They mean something.
But if you're here, we might be able to use them. So
That's right.
We're trying to figure it all out. We're just kind of, we're just trying to figure it all out as we go. So
Hello, Ivan.
we got Ivan. All right.
Really? Sam Adams Oktoberfest is a best base for chili. I might have to try this. Do you put the? Now this is probably going to get me thrown out of the chat. What type of chili is it? Are you like doing the Cincinnati style? Or are you doing the ones with noodles, or just a basic chili? I'm just curious. My wife makes chili, so we've been
Don't eat chili.
check out the points. Check out the points, dude. I
Yeah.
will.
So
We can talk
everybody
chili after the fact. Let's see
Pop
how this
over to
goes.
those leaderboards, and you can see who's in the lead and who's got points and everything else. There we go. We got King Abs in here.
Yeah, like the Abster,
The other
the
thing,
Demonizer.
This is the other thing. There's different things you can do in chat now, which I just started. So there's commands. If you click on that, you can see all the commands. So you can do something like this, where I'm going to say duel, and we'll say beer keg, and I'll say zero. Well, I'm just going to say duel beer keg, and then it's going to invite beer keg to a duel.
Oh,
So If
I
he
challenge you to a duel.
if he does exclamation point accept, then Beer Keg and I are fighting, and one of us is going to
Shit is
win.
on like Chaka Khan.
I
All
actually
right, well,
have no clue how it works, but
I guess we're gonna find out.
yeah, Beer Keg's got 2 minutes to accept. We got Thor who's in here. Let's see, Iron Mike, Laudro.
Yeah, Iron Mike won like two. I think he won two trivias last week or something. He was on fire.
Yeah, Iron Mike was a baller. Not
A
just
shot
Beer Keg.
caller, a
All right,
brawler.
well, here you go, Beer Keg. Sorry. So sorry. I don't even know.
Hey, how was your washing your hands the day after the Demon Seaman show? You know what? I ought to apologize to the stream. I think that the stuff was hotter than I anticipated, and I drank a little more than I anticipated, and I was wasted by the end of the stream. I'm going a little slower this time. We'll probably cut it off before I get that salty, but I was trying to play like a big boy, and I kind of poopied my pants, so I apologize about that. But I'm back. I'm completely sober except for 2 drinks of a Shiner right now.
There you go. So yeah, this is you guys can play around in there with those chat commands if you want.
Dormant Mayor with an 84 speed at the shoot. That's not bad. Let's ask you this. Since we're actually, before we get into some nerd talk, I'll wear you guys out with as much nerd talk as you want, but if you guys don't want to, I won't. But I'm going to we're going to sprinkle some in here because we promised. How did you guys think the Dormant Mayor stuff went? I think this is the first stream since we've actually, we've been 2 weeks in. So,
yeah. I think we had bids live when we did the last stream. We just didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't process.
Yeah, they seem to, at least from what I've seen, I really like this new process. It does seem, it feels like everything's a little less chaotic. So I hope that everyone else feels that. Right now, they're also Beer Keg sitting here trying to duel, so he has to cancel the duel. So there's all kinds of crap going on in the chat. Frank sweated off 6 pounds of water. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. Okay, don't use the open mares. You know what? I don't blame you. If you've got a good set of mares, that's definitely. And honestly, this year the nice thing is if you want to use the open mares, wait until if you're looking to get some value, especially wait until near the end because the bids will go down to like they go down to 500 credits that last week, and of course you'll be up against some other folks, but that's definitely. I think they go down to 600, then 550, then 500. I'd have to look. But you'll get some good value. And if you think about it, if you get 2 sides to a pedigree, you're getting a damn sire and a damn sire relatively affordably for something that you probably wouldn't be able to pick up. So just a thought.
Led put in exclamation point tap it. That is not a command yet. I am going to make it one though.
Yes, Ivan. Your lease mayors can be used just for the remainder of 2023 because technically, the person if someone's leased you the mayor, of course they get the rights back. But it's not like the shares because shares you can kind of roll. We can roll that over to a 2 to a 3-year-old. But if we let you roll over to a 3-year-old next year, it just starts to become the game was never. It was intended like one at a time. So
I'm not going to.
Everybody's trying to tap it. We need to have the tap it. Can we set our own commands?
Yeah. No, I can create commands. I just have to figure it all out.
Yeah, we'll have to set the tap it command to do something.
Running out of time during the week while I'm actually working at my real job.
Yeah,
I run out of time. So
I actually, guys, just to let you know, and I'll talk about this more in a minute, but I took the day off from my real job for you guys today. So we learned some stuff. Yeah, so it was a costly little endeavor, but that's all right. You know what? I honestly needed it because I was really cooked at the real job. I try to be honest, on these chats if you couldn't tell. But yeah, you know what? I really needed a mental health day from the job. It's the stuff I do for the real job, not that exciting. So I'd rather be clocking in some hours for you guys. So it was time well spent. And I made some good progress on some stuff I'll share with you here in a bit.
Yeah, the stream went actually really well. The last week's stream with Padre went really well. The sauce was awesome. So if you guys want, hit up Padre Bry on the forums, hit him up on Slack. I know we had one person order from him already. We do reimburse you credits as well.
Up to 3,000 credits, or 3,000 credits, which is $30 worth. So if you order from him, you're practically getting free credits if you order. Now the thing is like if you order one bottle, you're gonna have to pay shipping. That gets you in the probably $20 range. Shipping's expensive, and this is artisan shit, so it's not cheap. It's it's not like going and getting Franks off the shelf. But yeah, we'll reimburse you, up to 3,000 credits. So yeah, just order from Frank. Let him know who you are, and he'll kick it back to us and say you got the order, I guess. So, but yeah, trying to help out a fellow simmer because everybody has done great for this game, but yeah, Padre has done some really good work, kind of behind the scenes with getting some nice getting some nice images and things for the game. So he's always really been helpful in that regard.
We were gonna check if Jack Christopher is a proper A-list sire. You got him for 2 A cards. Yeah, I'm not gonna say he's not a proper A-list sire. I think that is probably more in line with how quickly he got used.
Yeah, I'd have to look. Let me see if I can look right now. See,
Yeah,
I'll see how
he got used pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I'll see how he's doing. Now, the thing is, too, is remember, and this is where the sire cards aren't a great reflection, and it's kind of built-in fog of war. The sire A cards are going to be how often, or sire cards in general. It tries to look at how much people are using horses, because the assumption is the more people are buying sires, the better the sire. So if he's getting used a lot in that regard, as well as it's not has zero to do with the horse's actual in-game ability. It has to do with, even though this should be highly correlated, it has to do with the offspring's success on the sim track. So at that point, if he's had some success, particularly if he's been getting a lot of breedings, he's probably jumping up the list a little faster. So I'd have to look. Let me see. Well, I'll try to look up find sires. So look up Jack Christopher.
Yeah, I just looked him up. He's got a stakes winner already. I think he's got a couple stakes placed. He's got a couple stakes placed. He's got 30 winners out of 78 runners, so he's gotten used pretty frequently.
Yeah, I mean, with him being a rank of 206 with the first year sire,
that's pretty good.
That's not bad because I mean he's going up against sires that have been around for a while as well. So he may be I mean, honestly, I think it tries to figure out the best 75 or so, especially if he's already got a stakes winner. That's probably bumping him up some. So yeah, I mean, he's likely on the fringes of that, but I mean, it's and I could look up. I'll try to remember to look it up after the stream. Look up. I think I actually keep a rating of that. Where they slot him.
I wouldn't say it sucks, Ladro. I mean, he got A for a reason. He's shown some pretty good horses so far.
Yeah, I mean
that's just my opinion of it. But
his price right now is 600 in the game.
To each their own. All right.
Yeah,
so
his BP cost is 609 in the game, and his credit cost is 638. And really, given when you think about it, that only maxes out now. I think for him, probably in the low 700s anyway.
So, yeah. If that.
Hey Jim, can you give me a glass? Thanks. Yeah, beer mug. BEERMUG beer mug. I'll take it.
Not beer keg, beer mug.
That's right. So, but yeah, I mean, it's an unfortunate part of the way that the cards work, but and maybe that's something with the rewrite worth, but we do have to put some fog of war in it. Technically that's kind of what I built in before. It's the difference between the fog of war that's in there now and some of the other fog of war we see is it's definitely not the fog of war we're seeing in there is based on in-game performance. So really, it's not even random. It's more of a, hey, the horse has done well in the game, so he's done well in the game. So at least it's even not random at all. It's very, very strict as far as how the rate is. Pretty straightforward from that perspective on the back end.
Yep. So, all right. So we got through the majority of it. To get started, do you want to just dive right into our major malfunction last night?
Yeah. How many people we got in the chat? We at least got
30.
20?
We got 30.
30? Shit. All right, good. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like anything over 20, we're shitting in high grass. I always like hitting the 30s. You guys did. You guys popped a 40 a couple of times. I'm impressed, man.
We got as high as apparently from what Stream Elements is telling me. I think we got as high as 54 once. I don't ever remember seeing that number, but
yeah, I think that is bullshit personally. But what do I know? Anyway, I'm going to kind of explain what happened last night. I'll keep it high level. But just some of the stuff. I know we've been talking particularly about rewriting the game, why that's important. Last night really shined a light. It turned the light on the dark room and all the cockroaches were there. So yeah, we ran into some issues last night. Frank pointed out to me around 9 something last night. He's like, "Oh, races aren't running." I was like, "Oh, okay." We don't have that problem as much as we used to because I'm running the game in the cloud now, so it doesn't lose connection like it did for my house. But it does sometimes. So I have to go in. I had to kick it in the ass. I went in and it like wouldn't start. And I was like, "Oh my goodness, what's the matter?" Well, I looked, and I'm going to try to share a screen here. This will be fun. I've never really shared screens, have I, on here? Let me see. Let me say multiple participants. Let me see. I need to make sure that you can share if you want now, Frank. But I'm going to share now, and I think this is the screen I want. Yes. Okay. Can you guys see like this guy here? It's got a C drive and a D drive.
They can't see anything.
You can't see anything.
No, you gotta, now they can.
Now, okay.
Now they can.
This is where, first off, you're going to actually get to see the GUI of the game that I get to see that runs the game. This thing I wrote, 2011, 2012. This is the old Visual Basic code. As you can see, here's an old horse GUI that I can pull up horses. I could deep dive a little more, but this is kind of like the easy screen if I wanted to look up a horse.
Pull up Notepad++ so they can just see how crazy your mind works.
For what? For what?
Just to see how many tabs you have open.
Oh, I bet you this one I don't, because this is the local one. Yeah, this one's the local one. So
this
yeah,
is the one with like the 400 tabs open.
No, and the reason is this is a very small machine. As you can see, I only got a 30 gig hard drive. This was our problem last night. Is this was a small drive. I have a temp drive, which is pretty much a swap drive, which is for memory, etc. This sucker was 8 gigs yesterday. Is like all that. I had a small 8 gig drive. I had 31 kilobytes left, and there was no cleaning it. So literally the game wouldn't run. Now, I think part of what I've mentioned before is I was concerned about this machine to begin with. And this is where like being in the cloud was super helpful. If this were a local machine, I would have had problems. Fortunately, I was able to last night literally just ramp up in the cloud. Cost me twice as much money now for this machine as the one last night. But the nice thing is I was able to ramp it up. I was able to double that space to 16 gig. Computer's faster, not that it matters because it really doesn't matter. But what this guy does, this is actually the computer that runs the races for the horse racing game. Let's make sure it's running. Okay, yeah, the play button's on. But yeah, you can see here's the ugly. This is, you remember when there used to be CPU1 and CPU2? This was CPU1, and he's doing all the racing now. So, but that's what happened last night. Yeah, that was it. Exciting as it is. So, but yeah, back to what we were saying about like making sure that we get this game rewritten. Things like that are concerning to me, is that, one computer can knock us offline. And this computer, this one little bitty computer now that I'm running, I think because it's a Windows computer, I'm thinking it's about in the mid 80s, $90 a month. And this isn't even the computer that runs the front end. So this is just $90 a month to sit here and run this. But if we get this rewritten in Python like we're hoping to, we can literally run a bunch of 1 gig like DigitalOcean. That's a different place than Azure. This is what we've got it in Azure. We can run like these 7 gig DigitalOcean instances. We can run like 4 of them in different locations of the world. It costs like $30, and we'd have like redundancy all over the place. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for cheaper cost and better redundancy, and that's what ultimately it's what we're trying. That's why we're trying to get this rewritten. It's things like last night. If last night had gone differently, we'd be having a totally different stream now. We'll put it that way.
Superior performance too, right? Like that, because Python is going to allow us to run more faster.
So, more faster. That's right. It's not even so much more faster, be able for us to develop more faster. Actually, the boxes may even run a little slower because this is an 8 gigabyte box now, because that was the only option that Azure gave me to ramp up the old box from an old 4 gig box to an 8 gig box. I'm going to be running a whole bunch of 1 gig instances, which are like $7, $6 to $8 a month at DigitalOcean. It's going to be so much cheaper. So how many 5 1/4 floppy will we see? Tell CPU1 he needs to start giving me winners. I'm telling CPU1, give D Money Schaefer some winners. He's kind of an asshole. He don't listen to me.
Goon Squad, baby, 9.8. We're getting after it.
But that's what that was the thing I wanted to show you guys. It's kind of nerdy, but I know that you guys had some questions about the viewer, and if you're ready, I'll dive into some of the viewer issues. That at least issue might be the wrong word, but nuance, I guess. Problem, whatever. But if
issue is the right word, I think it's more or less preference.
Yeah, and it's probably they're not wrong. But,
no. But I mean, you want me to read some questions, or you just want to dive
Yeah,
right
go ahead and
into
read
it?
the questions, and I'll dig into it a little bit.
Questions for Wednesday stream. All right, this is a long question, but this is basically what it says. It says the normal racing pattern seems to be the horses settle in quotes in their position until 50% of the race is completed. Then they make their first move. Then they make a second move at the 2 furlong pole. This makes for a fairly predictable finish to most races, with the
Okay.
only real variable being will a deep closer have time enough
Yep.
to make up the ground in the straight.
Yep.
Is there any plans in the future to have varying times that horses will make their moves so the race is less predictable? As now, really, once your horse has been passed by another, it cannot fight back. Blah blah blah. All right, go ahead.
Funny you mentioned that because I think Frank initially said that somebody had thought that there was like the race is like twofold. It's like up to about half, and then the second half. There's right now there's four spaces in it, and I'm actually going to show you because I'm. What you're going to look at here. This is actually from our audit file. Every race. And this is from race. Let me see if I can find it. I think this is race 29, 299-0793. Okay. It is because see Lord Pie, Vindy. I'm going to
Google
go
it.
ahead and close. We don't need that. But yeah, you can see Lord Pie, Vindy, Amir. So yeah, this is actually the audit file that the game creates for every race. There's a lot of other numbers in here. You see how these numbers here, I've kind of hidden them because some of them are actually like, we could probably give you more information about horses than you wanted. But as you can see, we're in column CJ, which puts us about 110 columns worth of information. Now, the thing to remember, or you probably don't know, so I'm going to kind of explain, you may this race code, as I think I mentioned, it hasn't been touched in years for a lot of reasons. When it was originally written, there was no viewer. Or there, actually, I think when I originally wrote it, there was no viewer. I wrote an original Java viewer that turned into the JavaScript viewer. Part of this audit was to make sure that that information was good, that I could go back, I could check, and everything would be good. The game, the 3D viewer with the full race, it hadn't been developed. I wasn't sure I would ever write it. Long story short is that information is pretty much there when the race gets created, but it's not saved anywhere. So as such, there's nothing here for me to make the race more interesting to watch. I'll go over a few things and I'll say thing number one, or actually I'll show you a couple more things and I'll kind of get back to what I was saying there. These were the audit numbers, and this is the final. It keeps this, as I said, from an auditing standpoint for me. It's not necessarily everything that's going on in the race, but you can see the final number. So I bet you if you looked up that race, you're going to see that Lord Pie's horse that won, we were in like a 99.026 or an 025, whatever, however it rounds. These numbers are pretty much the interpolation, like you were talking about the quarters. The first quarter of the race, it's guessing around an 18 speed number versus the 99. Kind of inaccurate because it's trying to figure out based on like a length system, and then it's trying to figure the lengths out based on that, which is so this was done for a viewer that was originally written as a 4-piece viewer, which was the flat viewer. But yeah, you end up with like so I can tell you now, Lord Pie's horse was probably darn near last place, or he was in the middle of the pack actually. These three horses jumped out to a quick lead. They were still leading about the halfway point in the race. 3/4 of the race in, like you said, you see Lord Pie's horse starting to make a move, and then he ends up winning by several lengths. So yeah, he had a big run. These numbers here are used heavily, or not heavily, but at least they're used in the 2D viewer. They're probably used in the 3D viewer, but they're not precise. They try to do exactly what you were saying. They try to kind of figure out and say, this kind of happened in between, but I wasn't able to save enough numbers. So it kind of like, that's why you'll see sometimes it goes a little bit different, but they do. You're right. There's generally about 4 pieces to the race. And this is the information. You can actually see this online. If you were to open up the 2D viewer and view the source code, it runs a JavaScript. This is actually what you'd see in it. You'd see these numbers as we can like this 3516, 513, 274, 352. 352. Let me see. I guess maybe I've got those wrong numbers, but yeah, there's a 352. Let me see.
52.
Here it is. 352, 244. Yeah, there they are. Sorry, that's the lengths back. So in this case, that's right. The way that I've got this, Lord Pie's horse was fourth. He's about 3.5 lengths back. Fourth, about 5.25 lengths back. Fourth, 2.75 lengths back, and then he was first, no lengths back. Then this is kind of the interpolation between where it tries to add some some love to the race. It does in the 2D view a little bit. And then there's the final speed numbers. We can see the 9902, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I'll go back over here to show you. Now, to explain what it's trying to do in the 3D view, it's trying to do a lot of the same stuff with a lot more code. But the difference is that I wrote it pretty quickly. You're right. We can look back in that, and I'll get back to that in a second. I'll just say I wrote it pretty quickly, and it's got room for improvement. I'll show you what it produces just for shits and giggles. This was the code that's being used by the 2D viewer. This is the code being used by the 3D viewer. And what you'll actually see is it's actually trying to generate at every pretty much like
second.
Yeah, between seconds. So like for the 25th second, it's got 3 interpolations. So it goes from, and this is a 3D. It's actually technically a 3D, which is why this is always 0, because there's always on a flat surface. I guess technically we could have jumps in the race, but I'm not going to get into that bullshit, because then you had to have the horse jump. You'd be like, why does the horse look like it's running when it floats over the gate? First off, I don't know dick about.
We'll have to sink the ground. We'll just have to sink the ground. We won't even make the horses jump.
This is technically a 3D race. Now the thing is this is based on a round, pretty much track, or not oval track, and these numbers 0, 0 is the center of that track, which is why you see like right around here is where the horse actually goes from one side of the track. Like probably if you're looking at this way, the horse is running around a turn. He's like about halfway over the turn, and then he like clicks to the other side. So that's actually what you're seeing between that -28 to 132. But yeah, this is a second by second display. How do I create that? Well, I'm glad you didn't ask, because I'm going to show you anyway. Pretty much what we have here. Let me see what I have here. Okay, that's nothing. What I have here, do you guys see my Visual Source Code?
The VB code, baby. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to show you some of the shit that creates this race for you. Because it's a 3D race, like I said, I'm going to go all the way to the top here. That's the stuff. One of them is...
I'm going to stop Mike real quick, but do you guys remember when we said this is a lot of code? This is just one very, very small, tiny piece of it. But go ahead, Mike.
Okay, but this is the where on turn. This is what we were talking about with that 0 and things. And this tries to figure out where you're at on the turn, because if you're at a certain place on the turn, using pi, using some other stuff,
If you can't
we try to like figure out exactly where to place your horse on the track.
Right off.
I think we use some sign, which I don't use too often anymore. But we're using signs to figure out, because it's a curve. So this is mathematical. It tries to figure out what angle you're at, because it wants your horse to point to an angle. So like, you don't want your horse like straight and then he's running this way and he's looking this way. So what it does is actually point your horse's nose, and that's what that my angle is. So that's why your horse's nose goes around with the angle. And that's on the where on the turn. We have some other stuff here. XML run race. There's a new one. This is about the same thing. This is what tries to interpolate the race for you based on those numbers in the audit file. As you can see, it's just a bunch of garbage. A bunch of code. So, but yeah, and this 1331, I think, is where the finish line technically is. I could be wrong. But yeah,
that sounds right. 1331 sounds like that's the finish line.
Yeah, but pretty much, it takes the fractionals and is trying to create fractional pieces and put the horse exactly where it belongs.
So remember when I told y'all that like the decimals, they matter? The fractions matter, and somebody made fun of me, said fractions are my favorite word. Look at the code right here.
But pretty much the other thing you're going to notice, or you're probably wondering right away, it's like, Mike, we've had 2 viewers. Yeah, we have. Well, actually, technically, the old viewer used XML, but the code to create the viewer information created XML. So then, and I'm just sharing you with this, I actually had to take that XML and I had to turn the XML into JSON. So then I go in that XML file and I pretty much like take that XML file and rewrite it in JSON, so the new viewer, which uses JSON instead of XML, can use it. And you can see where it turns time interval.
For folks who don't know the difference between JSON and XML, XML is basically like kind of like a old school text file, so to speak, where you basically house bits and like this is an XML file, what Mike just had up. But JSON is different. JSON is usually formed on one line, and it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot easier to pick stuff up. So That's
So yeah, like
JSON right
here's
there.
yeah, this is JSON, something like this. So it's actually a lot it's a lot less code, I guess you would say, than
Right.
XML, but it's a little harder to read.
That's
But
more or
I
less what I
prefer
was getting to.
yeah, I prefer XML. So anyway, yeah, that's it. And then I think from there, I think the race out. Let me see. Yeah, this is the same stuff. It's pretty much, but yeah. So long story short is the reason it hasn't been rewritten, and the reason it probably is what it is it stems back all the way from the race code. And like we said, the race code sadly was written years and years and years ago, which I don't fuck with it because it's too easy to fuck up. But I've been trying to move forward with the game, and then I get burnt out. I don't code for a while, and then we have to add stuff, and then we have to move servers, et cetera, et cetera. But the race code is the one thing that we've been able to hang our hat on, is saying, "Hey, this looks pretty good. I don't want to screw with it." The good news is, and this goes back to even the beginning of this conversation, right before we started. I'm going to be in the race code soon. Okay, we are rewriting all this old Visual Basic code. We're rewriting it in Python. So the race carding, like we said, is going to be rewritten. That's going to allow you not to end up with two horses in the same race if it splits. It's always going to switch your horses if it can. More importantly, we're going to rewrite the race code. Initially, what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite the race code exactly like it is. We're going to rewrite this XML creator exactly like it is because I don't want to screw up what's already here. We're going to verify it works. At that point, we can start messing around with things, but it has to get to that point first. But yeah, it's a long walk around the block to say we're getting there. I understand what you're saying, or whoever originally posted the message. I understand what they're saying. They're not wrong, and we are.
Dingo, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Maybe Dingo, or actually, I'll tell you. Go ahead. I'll tell you in 2 seconds who it was.
But yeah, we're just we're getting there. It's just taking time. And as has been mentioned before, I know we've mentioned how important it is to get the game off of this Visual Basic box. Last night is even more proof of that. But the nice thing is, when we do, we're also looking at the code. We're going to get re-familiar with the code. We can write a lot more data points in the code, in the audit information, and ultimately create a better race experience just from a viewing standpoint. So that's what we're hoping for.
And to answer one of the questions, there was another question that kind of came up about breeding points and why they're not included in the .csv files or whatever per race. But the answer to that question is because somebody was asking if we could get if we would provide links to the races as opposed to the actual breeding points. I'm not really sure why that was the question, but my solution is that as we go forward and we get into this more auditable, platform, we'll be able to add things like breeding points into like the exports and what have you. So it's like it'll all align. You'll be able to see exactly what each horse did for each rating. The same way you see it online, be the same way you'd be able to export it into a CSV.
Oh, yeah.
So
100%. And here's the thing too, and Frank and I were talking about this. I'm 100% committed to a few things. And I've mentioned this many streams, and I know you guys think I'm pulling your leg. I want a lot of this to go as public domain as possible. I know there's an element of I can't put the secret sauce out there. It's not so much that I'm concerned about it, but then people would use it and they would cheat, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing that I can do, and we're going to lean towards what I'd like to do relatively soon, is I will probably make the JavaScript viewer, because it's technically public domain anyway. It's out there. You can actually view the code if you know how to. There's nothing secret about it. I'll probably go ahead and make that public domain. And if people want to make improvements to JavaScript viewer, you can, I'll probably have a Git repo and you can make improvements and I'll implement it in the game. More importantly, and this is where we were talking about the information. Once we get that Python XML or the Python viewer code rewritten to where it can create that race in Python so the viewer can use it, I plan on taking that piece of the code and making it public domain as well. So if you guys know how to code, you guys know how horses are supposed to run. You may not know how to code yet, but this gives you a great reason. You guys can figure out, hey, a horse should go here. Let me see what kind of formula I can do. And you guys come up with better formulas and better running styles based on the information that I provide you. I'll put it in the game. I really don't care, but I really want to get a lot of this stuff open source and get, you guys know horse racing, especially over the last few years. I haven't had as much an opportunity to keep up with it like you guys have. You guys probably know horse racing better than I do for sure now. There's a time when I'd argue I knew about as much as anybody, but I'm an arrogant prick. But I've kind of softened my stance on that now. But you guys definitely know more now. So I'll open source this. If you guys can make a better viewing experience for the players, have at it, and I'll put it in the game.
Let's see. We say Bailey says he looks at enough Excel at work. We
I get
got
Bailey just to let Bailey know, and I think he's been around long enough. I think he's been around long enough. But yeah, the game was originally written in Excel, so there you go.
let's see. We got Beer Keg says splitting horses. What happens when BK sends 20 horses to January 1st allowance race? They all lose with 42 speed figs.
I'll tell you if you were. I'll tell you exactly what would happen. Tries to split as much as it can. So yeah, what would happen is it would split into two races. You have 10 horses in one race, 10 horses in the other race. It'd all be your horse. But yeah, because it'd be two races. But if you had two horses and it split into two races, they would always be split. If you had three horses and splits into two races, two of them will be in one race, one of them in the other.
Let's see. Jono says he's gone to learn Python to rewrite Flying Spur in. Good luck.
I'm good with it, man. Let's do it. Let's see what you got, Jono.
Ladro says, can you guys talk a bit about odds and how they are computed? Seems to be some magic around 6-1 odds.
Really? Magic? Okay.
I don't think magic. I think it's kind of luck of the draw. But go ahead, Mike. You can talk on that more so than I can.
Yeah, the odds are kind of fucky. I'll just say that. They've never really been intended to be, they're an ish reflection, but they're easy to manipulate if you want to manipulate them, which is part of the reason we don't see betting in the game anymore. I'm not against, again, putting some form of betting once we get far enough down the road, but that's going to be a while. But the odds, generally speaking, what it looks at is, I think it pretty much, as your horse races, it has a breed value. Let me see if I can pull this up without giving away too much sauce. I may not be able to. I've got, I'm going to go ahead, actually. I'm going to stop sharing just to make sure I don't do anything stupid here. Because I will. Let me see.
That was the whole reason why I moved my screen away. So
yeah, I'm not
we
even
said
sure
that we said that ahead of time. I was like, nope, my coding screen's not going to be up because I don't want to give away breed values.
Let me move this over here. I got to figure out how to turn this off. I don't know what I'm doing. How do I turn this damn share off? Oh, there. I think it's on the screen somewhere, but I don't see the little thing that says I can turn it off. It's usually right up there. It says turn it off.
I don't know.
Oh well. You might be stuck with this the rest of the night. Let's see. So anyway, talk for a second while I screw around. Entertain the people. Are they not entertained? There we go.
All right, we got it. All right, yeah. But, I was just going to read off some stats, but go ahead. Go ahead, do your thing.
Okay, back to the odds, and I'll kind of explain it while I'm looking over here. Pretty much what happens is that a horse has an initial breeding value. It tries to figure out about how good the horse is going to be. That's why when you race a horse that's been bred to Texas by truck, as Larry likes to say, its odds are like 99 to 1 versus running it against the Tappet. The game's trying to figure out about how good the breeding of the horse is. It takes that number initially, and as your horse runs, it starts accumulating. It starts raising that number, lowering that number. It keeps the original value, but there's another value. It's called like betting odds or bet odds, and it'll start raising it. So the better you run, the higher numbers you run, the higher you finish, those number will go up. The worse you do, then the number goes down. So that's why, like, from an odds perspective, it's easy to gimmick that. And that's why betting, people would just literally run their horses in the worst situation. So their odds would go down, and then they would try to bet some crazy trifecta and make $10 billion in the game, which didn't used to have a cap on betting, which was stupid on my part. But hey, we all make mistakes. So, but yeah, I'll try to find that number. But yeah, generally, that's how it works.
Thor said, I always figured the odds were based on how fast the last race went, regardless of distance/surface.
Yeah, it is. It's how fast the horse ran in that race, how well the horse ran in that race. So yeah, like if a horse that runs equally well in a 6 furlong race on the dirt versus another horse that runs equally well on the turf at 12 furlongs, it's going to raise their value the same or lower their value the same. But you take the 6 furlong horse on dirt, and he's no good at a turf route. You start running him on the turf route, he's going to shit the bed. His number goes down. So then his betting value goes down. So if you ran him in that race 2 or 3 times, then took him back over to the dirt, that 6 furlong dirt race, it doesn't take into account that, hey, you've been fucking this horse up. So then you pop big odds.
Here's a question I have, Mike, and because I haven't studied the odds code as much as I probably should, but as far as like the breeding is concerned, because I know the breeding value obviously takes precedence for the first couple of races, does it fall off, or does it always have an impact all the way through and through?
It's technically, like I like to say, there's an echo of it there because it always starts somewhere,
Right.
So I guess technically, if you had Joe Shitbag horse and you had Joe Cool Ass Bread Horse, and they ran the same 12 exact identical races in a row, Joe Shitbag Bread Horse would still be just a sliver lower because he started out a little lower. So I guess that's what I say is technically it's so minute. And that's where if you saw them on the odds, they would probably be on what you see in the game where it says like 2-1. They'd probably be able exactly the same odds. But there would still be, as you love to say, the fractions matter. In this case, they really don't.
Right. Well, odds, I think you can throw that shit out the window, but
yeah, it's there because it's in horse racing, but it's really not it's a fun figure. It's useful, I guess, for the black tie bugler guys,
right.
But it's kind of a.
So Dingo asked, he said, are odds directly related to the capper color? I'm going to say no.
Sure.
I'm going to say no. I think
why not?
I'm going to say the odds are probably more related to whatever speed figs your horse is throwing than
that would be a better guess of what I would say.
The capper is a high level, I guess, color scheme that looks at speed figs and what your horse is doing and so on and so forth. It's not necessarily indicative of what the odds will be.
Yeah, I mean, but it's as we always like to say, it's highly correlated, but it's a lot of things in the game are highly correlated with one another by the nature of horse racing and improving. But yeah, I'd have to look to give you 100% conviction of that, but I'm sure that there's definitely a high correlation. Now whether they're spot on,
yeah,
probably not.
All right, we got two big questions. We got Squirrel who says, I always assume that just like it takes full 5 races to get odds based on performance. Odds for more experienced horses are based on the last 5 only. Is that not accurate?
I think that technically everything is an echo of the previous. Now the thing is when I say that is the last 5 races, of course, are going to be. It's not like the last 5 races and the previous 5 races are rated identically. No, it's like it's like anything. It's going to be like, I don't know what the exact number is, but let's just say that. Let's say, and this is just a guess, I am not looking at the code, but say that you've run 10 races and you have number X, or let's just say a 10. Okay. Let's say that whatever I'm saying is, let's say that those average to a 10. Your new race runs an 11. It's going to take that new race and it's going to weigh it higher than 1/11 of the value. It might be 2/11 of the value, 3/11 of the value. So eventually those bigger numbers that, the bulk will kind of like fall off. It becomes a smaller percentage. But the last 5 races are definitely a very good indicator of how good the horse is doing. So, but there's still that little bit in there.
I'm going to jump in here real quick, only because Dunville says, I feel like I want to plug my ears knowing too much changes the gaming experience fun. To be honest with you, we haven't even told you shit yet. As crazy as that sounds. So trust me when I tell you, you know nothing at this point. We just basically went over some pretty high level stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm showing you. Like I'm showing you guys code and things, but like it was premeditated. That's why I turned this off when I might get in the database. I don't want to give you too much. The stuff I'm showing you guys is like I said, this stuff, especially like the 3D viewer stuff, the code that creates that, the code that creates the 2D races. That's all information you can get right now anyway, if you want to dig around. All that's on the website. Really, the odd stuff is technically on the website. You could probably figure it out and play around with it. So I'm hoping that we're not giving away too much.
We're really not. I mean, the odd stuff really is, and this is going to kind of go off of Jono, who says, I believe you should make odds worthwhile. They are worthwhile in real racing, and we should have odds that are accurate. It's not that they're not accurate. We just don't have a parimutuel system.
Yeah. See, that's the problem, Jono, is that if you have a parimutuel system, odds are going to suck. If we have real betting, because there's only going to be like 3 people betting, it's going to ruin the odds. And as far as the truth of the matter is, odds in real horse racing, the only reason they matter is because people bet. Right. If you strip betting out of it, odds are worthless. If the horse is 2,000 to 1 and he's going to win the race, he's going to win the race. His odds are irrelevant.
Exactly.
Now, of course,
odds are
it
odds,
matters
right?
to the bettor. It matters to the punter. But if we don't have punting in the race, which is hard to do, again, because if we do, we almost have to go parimutuel. If we go parimutuel and anybody bets any amount of money on any combination, it's going to drive the odds and make it completely worthless. That's why I do believe there's probably a better solution to betting inside the game other than just like the way betting's handled. Do we deserve good odds? Sure, but what else do we deserve more? We deserve a game that runs, which is why we're gonna try to rewrite things, and we deserve a game that's got a better viewer. So it's just really a matter of everything is everything's just a matter of priority. Yeah. Like I said, I took off work today to work on the game because the game won't write itself. It just takes time. We're lucky enough to have Frank here to help too, but I mean, it's still only two people, so we're trying, man, but it does take time.
One of us doesn't know what we're doing either, right, Mike?
Why would you call me out like that? I thought you loved me, bitch.
Oh, that's a good clip right there. I thought you loved me, bitch. All right, so Ladro has a question about H-Pot. He said, as a weird example, let's say I breed a mediocre horse. I run it 3 times. It wins a maiden special weight one time and a 1X and a 2X. I retire the horse and see H-Pot was E. Does that mean, despite the hot start, the horse would only have been E?
H-Pot, okay. If I recall,
to it, but go ahead.
Okay, I haven't read it. If I recall, H-Pot looks at what the horse's initial breeding value is. So how he runs is irrelevant.
Do you guys remember that article I did that was very contentious? The breeding values that I was talking about in there? That's what Mike's talking about right now.
So the breeding value is what the horse should have been, could have been. If you look at it from and say, this is what I believe from a pedigree standpoint that this horse should be. It does a couple things with H-Pot. H-Pot uses the dam rating heavily, which is why and that's why H-Pot isn't a perfect indicator of horse potential. Simply because, if a horse is around 12 years breeding, and even if he's throwing off allowance horses, you're going to kind of assume the H-Pot is higher than it is versus like if a horse has bred 3 horses, they've all been grade winners. That horse's H-Pot is going to be high, and it should be. But you're still the horse has been around 12 years is going to have a higher H-Pot than it should. And then finally, of course, we got the fog of war. And that's why sometimes you'll see 2 horses bred identically. One of them could be an E and one of them could be an F. Has nothing to do with the way they ran on the track. Has everything to do with that little fog of war being just a little funky.
Right. Beer Keg says, is it true that the BK nerf applies to any stable with BK in the name regardless of master stable? That is 100% true. It will also...
The only time it doesn't is if that is actually at the end of a stable. Even if it's in the middle, it will. But the BK, we assume at the end is actually for backup, so we don't apply it to those stables. So what I would recommend BK is instead of naming your stuff like BK something, name it something BK and it won't pick up. You'll be 100% clean.
Wonder if I could walk you around my work live?
Sounds like the Hurley boy. Let me walk your dog.
There we go. All right.
Nobody knows the Hurley boy, I bet.
Oh, we got a Taffy. We have a Taffy.
A Taffy sighting.
Taffy sighting. I got to throw her in on the list. There's Thor. We all love you, Mike. You brought us this wonderful game. See, I told you they like you.
Thor.
You insecure son of a bitch.
I'm loved by the gods. The god of thunder loves me. How can I not be? How can I not be entertained?
All right, so I have another question that came from the forum.
Okay.
It says, is there one or more randomized luck variables in the code? And if so, is it initiated at breeding or on a race per race basis?
Yes and yes and yes. What I was showing you with all those variables in a race, a lot of those are literally, it's the random numbers.
The pseudo random numbers that get drawn in.
Yeah, and right now they're pretty much random numbers, which I'm going to eventually make pseudo random numbers so they're completely auditable. That's down the road, but that's going to be with the rewrite. But yeah, there is a random element in every race. If there wasn't a random element in every race would look identical. Or you race the thing 100 times, it'll give you the 100 same results. Is that legitimate? You know what? That's what the pseudo random number will be. At least it's like randomized once, and it will be the exact same race. But there is a random element in every race. Is there a random element at the birth of a horse? Yes. Otherwise every horse, every Tap It by Storm Cat by Mr. Prospector would look identical and run the identical numbers to the turf, all of that. So yeah, it's ultimately, and it's the same way in real horse racing. They don't call them random numbers. They just say, oh, he broke poorly. Well, you know what? That was a bad break. I mean, you could argue one thing or another. Maybe he stepped on a rock. Maybe a horse hit him. He got hung wide. This or that.
Found traffic.
Luck is part of racing. Luck is part of any sport.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a bad umpire, you could bad call third strike on a guy that could have hit a grand slam home run on the next pitch. luck is part of everything.
But think about it this way too, right? At least from the breeding perspective, because I have a feeling that that's where this question is kind of going to. But think about it this way, like Tappet, Tappet is one of the best sires to ever do it in real life, right? And in the game for that matter. Mm-hmm. But think about all the horses you hear about, or think about the number of horses you hear about with Tappet, and then imagine how many you don't. Mm-hmm. Because I guarantee you, for as often as he's bred in real life, not everything that he touches is a hit.
No.
You know what I mean? And you just don't hear about it. Yeah. And that's more or less what the game tries to simulate. So if you get, and again, I use simulate loosely, right? Because we're guessing. So at the end of the day, can you breed the best with the best with the best and still get shit? Absolutely. Yeah. It's possible. Mm-hmm. And it's probably, I don't want to say more possible than not, but there's a good chance that it can happen. There's
always a high percentage of, it's a random, there's a random percentage of everything. I wish, in a perfect world, every horse, let me rephrase this. There has to be some randomness involved. I do feel for people that breed a really high shelf horse and get a bum. It happens in real life. It happens in the game. I feel for those people because I know they put a lot of points in. Sometimes they actually send credits, and then I really feel terrible. I feel terrible about it. But at the end of the day is that if I didn't have that random element, you would know exactly what you're getting. And think about it this way. Even with all the randomness, even if with all the randomness caked in and baked in, we still had Tappet being bred 700 and some times. And that's with the random element. Can you imagine if people figured out, hey, this is the best sire, this is the best damn sire, this is the best damn sire, this is all I'm going to breed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's no fun.
That's all the game would be. And that's ultimately, believe it or not, guys, that's why we put the BP changes in, because that's what people were trying to do with Tappet. I mean, granted, were doing it very unsuccessfully, but the point is like that was kind of the notion and the message that was being passed to the rest of the community, and that's what we were trying to kind of derail. Not that you would 100% get a good runner if you bred a Tappet, because that's 100% not true. There's a very high chance you get a bad runner. But the point, I guess, that I'm trying to make is that we were trying to basically keep things more level, right? We're trying to keep variability in the game, because using multiple sires and using different sires is more times than not going to result in, I'll put it this way. If you're using different sires if you're using value cost sires, how's that? Very good.
If you pay attention to sires that are going low, that tend to do better, and they hit lower values, you're going to do better because you get more bullets in the chamber that way.
Right.
Now that being said, I mean, obviously there's a damn sire and damn sire element, but that's part of the reason why I do, I made the damn and damn sire based. When you breed a dam, it doesn't matter what the back pedigree is. It's whatever you breed to the sires. So you can really if you start thinking about it that way, if you have a shelf full of dams that are pretty well bred and you keep breeding to a 10-point or, a 1,000-point horse, it's going to cost you 2,000 points every time. Versus where if you breed to one that's like 250 points, it's costing you 500 points every time. You get 4 chances with a really good back pedigree, so percentage wise, it really, to me, the best way to attack the game is a value prop instead of, if you got those opportunities to, take them.
Yeah, exactly. And again, to piggyback off what Mike's saying, from a value perspective, there's plenty of horses out there. There's plenty of sires out there that you can buy at, the mid to low level prices that will 100% translate to viable horses on the track. And again, your definition of viable may be different than mine, but again, as long as you're earning BPs, like the concept is to continue to play the game, right? Like that's what's fun, and you want to earn, you want to have fun. Yeah, you want to win the graded races, but those are the luxury. Those are what happen at when you reach the pinnacle. So
yeah. And I think that's the way the game was set up. There's probably at some point going to have to be a rethinking of how breeding points work, just because they're a little wonky in some ways. But right. I tried to make the breeding points where you can still be successful, even if you get a bum horse. Especially now with gelding, If you get a horse, and even if it's cost a lot of points, you geld it, you run it in the lower ranks, you could still pick up. You could get just as many horse, give many points if you're good at placing the horse. Geldings aren't as likely to get claimed, particularly as mares or open males. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you could still make your points back. And that's kind of look at it, especially in that regard. Yeah, it's not what you wanted, but ultimately, I mean, technically, you could make a lot more points with shitty horses than you could ever make with good horses.
Which is why we fixed the cards. So that was the next one. But no, just to piggyback off what Mike's saying, also is when you talk about like mares in particular and their ability to pass their attributes. This was a stat that I pulled across the entire game, going back to the beginning of time. But mares average a 60% rate of passing their traits. So they can pass most mares will pass at least 60%. In case anybody was wondering. The lowest rate I saw was 16. The highest rate I saw was 100.
Wow.
So, I don't know who has the 100, mind you.
And that could be a shitty mayor too. So just because it passes 100, that might be the worst thing you could do.
Could have a talent level of 4. So maybe not that low. But yeah, so let's get back to the...
It could have the ability of me trying to hit on women in my early 20s at a bar.
There you go.
So yeah, that's bad news. Now, I'll tell you what would be interesting, Frank. I mean, since we're talking, and yeah, Frank does a great job at like doing the queries and finding some nuggets. It might actually be fun to like have like average speed numbers by sire.
I can come up with that. We could probably do a B2B story on that. I can come up with that.
Like especially like sires have been around the game long enough. Maybe like maybe average 4-year-old ratings or 3-year-old ratings or something. Dirt, turf, distance, surface.
Did pull some stats, and I really broke this down pretty crazy. So everybody bust out.
You can share the screen now if you want.
Okay, fuck it.
Up to you.
I'm just gonna bring this over and plug our faces. This is my notebook, or my notepad rather. But if you all see this, I'm gonna just rattle them off.
Dwayne Chris, Green Monkey's a perfect example of a horse with breeding and looks who sells huge but won't run. Yeah, Green Monkey, he turned out to be a big old fat bum. So
Spin says we love your articles, Frank. Not everyone does.
Mari Povich called and he said that's a lie.
I think the B2B folks like my articles, but I'm not sure that the entire audience does. All right, so I'm going to just run through some of this stuff really quick because I did come up with a lot of shit, and I broke it out because I operate like Rain Man sometimes and just have to go completely granular and all the way down.
He's like Nelly up in here. Hot shit.
Exactly. So we got 21% of horses are capable of running graded speeds. Take that with what you will. 50% of horses are capable of running 100 or above. 72% of horses are capable of running 90 or above. 90% of horses are capable of running 80 or above. That means that 90% of your horses should be able to win at least one race at the lower levels. Let's see. 10% of horses are incapable of running at least an 80. So sad. Too bad. 21% of horses are competitive.
I own a lot of those.
You sure do. 21% of horses are competitive at the graded. Yeah, I already did that. You can delete that, dummy. 1% of horses are the super elite. That means the ones that will go on to run like Way of the Jedi. I think that was his name. Spice Turtle, among others.
Way of the Jedi? I don't remember that one. You're just making shit up.
Was it the Way of... Lenny had the horse, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So we got 99%.
That doesn't narrow it down.
No, it doesn't. 99% of a horse's preferred... Let me switch out ideal here. Sorry, guys. Preferred distance is between 6 and 12 furlongs. There are aberrations that go below 6. There are aberrations that go above 12. However, the majority, or not the majority, almost all horses are going to pretty much enjoy somewhere between 6 and 12. Okay. The next part is crazy, and I think I'm going to hold off on this. Maybe I'll just post this as a story because there's a lot of shit to it, and it breaks it down way down. Yeah, way down. I'll save that because that's not a stream thing. But our faces are back up, so change your face.
Aren't
Mike.
you lucky?
Change your face.
We
Mike.
miss Brian Peoples.
Change your face.
We miss Super Tapping. We miss Spin. We need some better looking people up in this bitch.
I agree. We need
Yeah,
guests.
Frank and I are just like bringing the whole stream down.
Exactly. We only got 35 people in here, so our geek talk and ugly mugs aren't doing the job anymore.
35 ain't bad, especially since we warned people we were going to nerd out a little bit. Thank you guys for sticking around. Hopefully you're learning a little bit. Hopefully we weren't talking over your head. That's not the goal.
See, I wasn't far off. Way of the Force, not Way of the Jedi. All right, so we did have a question from Dingo. He said maybe betting could be restricted to X number of races on, say, Saturday. That way, more likely to get bulk betting on a single race, thus making more viable parimutuel. Well, what we were actually we talked about this offline. This was a while back, but we talked about just limiting it to graded races because
something like that.
Theoretically, nobody would ever really be able to scam a graded race.
It'd be hard. I mean, there's not much reason to do it. Right. I mean, if you get into a graded race, why do you want to scam it? That's just
that 9.8 went down too smooth.
Did you drink it all already?
We're empty.
Shit, boy.
Damn Irish liver. Let's see. Ivan says a trouble line in each race of the horses would be an interesting addition. Jockey feedback. The problem with that is, though, Ivan, at least that we've seen so far, right, is that folks watch the viewer and you can't really see trouble in the viewer. Right. So it's kind of like at that point it becomes a sim engine trouble versus a viewer trouble.
And this may be something, honestly, and this is where it gets this is where we can talk about this, when we're talking about public domaining some of this stuff, open sourcing, I guess is a better, maybe not public domaining, open sourcing some of this stuff. I'm not against, as we mentioned, circle hook. Okay. I'm not against passing more information even to the user about race results. If they can take that viewer and they can, as part of that could be trouble, and then they could see the trouble and they could bake it into the viewer. I really do. I'm really not trying to sound like a lazy piece of shit here, but I know I do. I mean, I am. It's inherent to my pedigree.
Let's put it in perspective though. The viewer stuff is not easy to do. Like you guys saw the code on the viewer stuff. Like even what Mike said that he did that really quick. Even that is challenging, and that's to get the races to run in a basic way that's viewer friendly and that shows some immersion and what have you. The rest of it becomes very, very difficult when you start adding other elements. But go ahead.
And ultimately, no, I mean, like I said, I hate to whine, and I feel like I'm whining when I say stuff like this. There's a lot, and it's because the game's 25 years in the making. And there's still stuff, you guys are still coming up with great ideas. You guys still are having improvements, etc. That's a testament that I love the fact that people are still passionate about the game, but I still work a job. It still takes time. There's a lot of elements, front end to back end. I won't talk into the whole nerdy thing, but it goes, races have to be run, websites have to be written, GUIs have to be written, UX. We have to make sure the stuff actually works. It's easy to throw shit at a wall, but there has to be an auditing perspective. It takes a lot of time, even just like this recent mayor leasing, which, we wanted to give you guys something new this year and hopefully you guys like that. But it was something different. And Frank can attest because the way you had to do it, it was a lot of code and it was
much more than we anticipated.
Yeah, to do it right and to do it safely, fail safe. That's the big thing is, just to do that little bit, because on the surface, it doesn't seem that hard. Go out, trade a mayor with somebody, let them accept it. On the surface, that's easy. Or bid on the dormant mayors and assign one. On the surface, that's easy. Even stuff like that takes time, and then we're talking claims. We're talking rewriting an entire front end. We still have to rewrite the back end code. It's a lot of stuff, and in a perfect world, not to break my hand, patting Frank and myself on the back. We're like mostly two guys trying to write an entire game that sometimes people have teams to write. It just takes time. Takes time for us.
For a game like this, you're probably looking at minimum most gaming companies probably have 5 guys in
So
most scenarios.
that's why we put other games out of business. I mean, I don't know if you remember, guys, back in like 2013 or whatever, there was some game that was coming after me. It was like 2012 or 2013. Some guy was being kind of an asshole, and like he was even posting on his board about like how, it's like because his players were coming over to my game and saying we're having a good time over here. And they were, it's like he was like took it personal. Now that guy had like a whole team of people. Well, he went out of business. He had to sell out. I think they end up like selling to a company. The game still operates, but they mainly take money and like betting, like an online betting game. But a lot of this does take teams of people. And if I had a team of people, I get a whole bunch of stuff done a whole lot quicker. But this is not. And I mean, would I love to make a fucking shit ton of money off this game? Hell yeah, I would. It's likely not to happen, and it's just, I do it out of a passion, and thank you for anybody who supports it, because my wife wouldn't allow me to do this if you guys weren't around, I promise you.
And you are
taking
a man
days
of the
off
people.
of work. I'm contract. That means I get paid by the hour. I took time out of my day today because I love you guys, and I was completely burnt out.
He texted me this morning and he was like, "Yeah, fuck today. I'm not going into work." I was like, I don't have that luxury, so I have to go in. But even then, I probably spent more time dicking around in the database today than I did at work. Let's see, it says we have Laudra who says, do some sires just not work well for trainers, or is it random? Many people may believe they can't get a good horse from a certain sire.
It's random. Yeah, I mean, and this is when those self-fulfilling prophecy things, sometimes it's like if it happens to you a couple times and you start believing it, and next thing you know, you avoid it, and you start, it's even then it's it's fun. It's kind of the placebo effect in a way.
Well, I'll also say this too, right? Is with some sires, I won't name specifics, but with some sires, folks are very far away from where the sire prefers to run. Put it that way. So there are distance specifications with the sires, and they do pass that stuff on to their progeny or whatnot. And a lot of the time, what folks do is they don't see the success right away, so they retire or they send to the auction or they're in claimers or whatever, and they never really even got the horse to its point, to its ideal racing scenario.
Yeah. And it's easy. And I think that's the thing too, especially if you have a horse that shows some success early in shorter races, and then you try to stretch it out and it doesn't do as well. Your first instinct is to just take it back. Same thing if you've had a horse that's running well on the dirt and you move it to the turf and it doesn't pop a big number. You're like, that doesn't mean, it's one race. Right. It's hard to tell, I've seen that, I've seen it with myself. Like I said, Sunken Treasure was a perfect example. I'd have to look back at his history, but Larry was the one. I don't remember what race he ran in, but he ran really well in a Breeders' Cup race. And I was literally just running him dirt turf like 12, 14, 16 furlongs because it was like he was winning. He was winning a whole bunch of stakes races. Like, why would I change this up? And this was back, you'd have to look him up like 2010 or something when Larry started running a lot of my stables, maybe before. He like shook the whole thing up. He's like, let's take the horse shorter. And the horse, I don't remember. I think it was the mile. I think he ran like second in the mile to some horse that was a monster. And I was like, how did I fuck this horse up this bad?
Yeah, and again, not a slight on the trainers at all.
It was. Players. I was shit.
No, well, I know you are, but I'm just saying, not a slight on the player base at all. I'm just saying that a lot of folks give up way too early, way too fast, and I think you see it a lot with the cheaper bred horses, right? A lot of folks who, you spend 100 BPs, you spend 100 credits on something, you're more liable to throw it in claimers or auction because you're just cutting your losses at that point. But sometimes,
and you should.
Right.
I think that's the thing too, and you'll see that in real horse racing where you see a horse that runs an allowance race or whatever, and they take him straight into a 40K claimer, and then he wins and he starts looking better, and they'll take him back up to allowance race. He may end up in stakes races eventually. It happens. Yes. So I get it, ish.
So again, not to, like I said, it's just one of those things where I'll say this again, and I said this probably on the very first stream. The game rewards patience. Most horses will not hit full maturity until 4. Some are even later than that. Some are earlier than that. But spacing out your starts adequately. Some horses are better at running sooner than others, and you'll see it like when they do it. Go ahead.
No, I didn't want to interrupt you. I was going
no.
I was just thinking it'd be interesting. More dumb stat stuff is I'd be interested to see some of the horses, particularly older horses like 7 years old, particularly, maybe six, but even up to 7 and 8, see how many races, like if you look at horses that race like the top 15 highest numbers or 20 highest numbers, how many races they'd had previously. So if your horse, if you took the top 20 highest speed figures of horses that were 7 or above,
dude,
in the last 5 years.
I lost to an 8-year-old in a stakes race not long ago. So, and it was a lightly raced. It was a lightly raced 8-year-old by all things considered.
But that would be an interesting stat, is to say, let's look at the horses that the top 20 speed figures of horses over 7 and see how many races they'd run prior to that speed figure. I'm just curious, but shit, that's the kind of shit I love. And yet I'm sitting here fucking around with fucking rewriting Python horse racing code. God damn it. I want to play the game again. I love the game. I wrote the game because I love the game.
Well, keep playing. You're in Craterus's. Oh, that reminds me. I have Craterus's. He was the only one who asked me for a query.
Craterus?
Craterus?
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
He asked me something about Les Fabuloux.
Les Fabuleux.
Les Fabuleux.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite dam sires early on.
He asked me how many are still active in either the sire or the DS slot.
I'm going to guess the sire's not. The DS slot might be.
So in the sire slot, the answer is 0. You were correct there. And in the DS slot, it's 66.
Okay.
And he asked how many he had. Or if no,
let me guess.
He asked if he had the
20.
most. He asked if he had the most. Well, the CPU has the most, but
well, of course it does.
He's tied. Him and Raider are tied with 2.
I thought you were going to say he and the CPU were tied. Like, shit.
No. Him and Raider are tied with 2, and if I did the query right, that is.
He probably did.
I don't know.
If not,
I wouldn't trust.
If not, it's a fun query. Nobody's gonna hang you out to dry over it.
Yeah, but the CPU had 46, and then there was
damn the CPU.
There was probably about 14 or 18 more that I don't know. Whatever math
guys,
is.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I'm turning the CPU over to AI, which means that A, it's going to be a lot harder to run against, and B, it's going to start doing some really wacky shit.
Oh, and did you tell them that we're going to start creating trainers? That AI trainers?
Yeah.
That'll claim your horses? What we should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all get ready. It's happening. I'm just kidding. Well, not really.
And they're all going to have BK at the beginning of their name. Because there's.
Well, they'll get the nerf if they have BK at the beginning of the name. So
right. They'll have to have it at the end. Hey, y'all, Cat Pack 12.
Oh, that's my wife.
It is. Hey, Cat Pack. How many cats can you pack? Actually, one of my favorite albums of all time, funny story, Cat Pack 12. One of my favorite bands of all time, probably my favorite band of all time, is Local H. They have, I think, the third album.
Local H is great.
I think the third album is Pack Up the Cats, and it's a great album. It's a concept album. It's actually produced by the same guy that produced 3 Cards, if you can tell me the band that this guy produced for. The biggest band he produced for before Local H. But you got you. But
are you gonna ask the question?
Yeah, I ask it. Oh, this guy, the guy that produced Pack Up the Cats for Local H, produced for a much larger band in the 70s. And actually Local H kind of like got teamed up with him because of that. Name the band.
The Eagles.
No.
It's a good guess though, right?
It's not Zeppelin, but you're closer than you think. But Zeppelin, it's a big band. It's as big a band as Zeppelin, or not as big. Zeppelin's pretty big, but it could be arguably as big. Not the Bee Gees, not Zeppelin.
In the 70s.
Not Zeppelin.
AC/DC. AC/DC's is late 70s?
AC/DC was in the 70s, but it's not the AC/DC.
All right. I was going to say late 70s, early 80s.
It's going to surprise you. Three Dog Night, no, not Aerosmith, not... Look up, if you guys are looking for a clue, look up the guy that produced for Pack Up the Cats by Local H, and then look up the bands that he produced.
Is it Rick Rubin?
And you'll see one that... No, it's not Rick Rubin. The Guess Who? No. Journey? No. I can't say...
John Stamos.
Queen! Spin gets it. It's Queen. I'm pretty sure he did...
Jesse and the Rippers.
Could be wrong, but it is Queen. Spin Round gets it. So I guess Queen... Yeah, Spin Round, 38 special. No, I'm taking 3 cards away from you for even bringing that fucking evil in my chat room, Laudro.
Local H is a great band, though.
Local H
I
is
know
a
it's,
great
I know
band.
it's a radio hit, but I still love "Bound for the Floor." I think that's still one of the
That's
best
one of
hits.
my that's one of their weakest songs, man.
I love it.
I celebrate their entire catalog. So
All
I'll
right, let
just
me
put
get
that.
back to the chat real quick because we got a bunch of comments. It says, "Can you add a few coat colorings in the update? Be nice to see some other colorings in the viewer." I guess tell us what
You
we
know
don't
what?
have.
Actually, I would say this. And if people would like, we can figure out a way to crowdsource that. The code, the pretty much the caps and everything, as you know, you can create your own. Uh, so we could make it more random, where it just kind of like throws random shit out there. But we would need, it might actually be funny. I might be able to come up with something. Let me think about that. It'd be wild though. It'd be like they were looking. Do you remember when people used to wear those full body like outfits, like with the entire like you couldn't see their face and stuff? What was that called? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like
Like
the
people who
like
wear like a purple complete outfit and stuff.
I know what you're talking about. I don't want to
Yeah.
say what I'm thinking it is because I'm not sure if that's the right
I,
name.
I could literally like just create like random like swirly elements. You'd be like racing against guys that look like a creamsicle or something. It'd be great. And I'd be up for that.
The U line, is that what you're talking about?
I don't,
I
I'm
didn't want to
done, Frank.
say I didn't want to say what was in Pulp Fiction. That's what I was trying to avoid.
Yeah, we're not doing no Pulp Fiction lines.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that, but that was going to be my
I
first.
actually have a story I'll take offline, Frank. That's like one of the funniest stories ever, but I can't say it because it's
Well,
inappropriate.
Mike can tell it to me, and then maybe I'll write it in a B2B story and get all kinds of hate for it.
Do not do
Let's
that.
see. We got Chips. Oh, we already read that. Lodger says, "Fun facts: Who are the horses that show up in the photos on the View Horse page?"
On the view, you know what? Somebody, and I can't remember who it is. I think Led may have been one of the guys that took a picture. Those are actually pictures from people inside the game that donated them to the game. I can't remember who. I can't remember the name of the horses, honestly. That's I would float that out on the message board because it was somebody inside the game. I think a couple of players took some actual photos because the thing I've learned, don't fuck with pick rights because they've cost me some money. That's why we don't get to post banners and shit anymore.
DMCA's.
Yeah,
DMCA's.
yeah, don't fuck with the DMCA. So, and I can explain to you why I paid it instead of fighting it because it's a whole issue. It was not cool. It cost me a good chunk of change. But that's why we don't get to post a whole bunch of fun stuff anymore. But those photos are taken by people inside the game. I don't remember who, and I don't remember the horse. But yeah, I would flip that out on the message board. I think that's actually a fun question.
See, it works the opposite way. Also, sometimes people get tunnel vision on a sire that seems to always work for them. Guess that
Yes.
actually means they have worked out that sire's preferences.
Yep.
Sometimes,
Ish.
yes.
Statue of Liberty was one, and people get into like they get hyper focused on some sires. They may get lucky a little bit, and next thing you know, who knows? But yeah, you're not wrong.
All right, I'm just going through the
Right,
chat.
spin. Your cards have been given.
Oh, we got a bunch of guesses. Did you tell everyone you had Mike? Oh no, I didn't tell anybody that I had my nephew try the hot sauce.
Oh,
Little bitch. He
bitch.
he did the first one. He did the Vampire Slayer, and I went through them the exact same way we did. I gave him the Vampire Slayer. He got it. Mind you, he's 16, so he's he's all nuts right now. But
Right.
he took the Vampire Slayer, no problem, and then he went to the Green Ghost. Green Ghost a little bit got him. And then I put the demon semen on the chip for him. And I only put a little bit because I was afraid I was going to kill him. And then I was like, you know what, fuck this kid. And I just put more on it.
This kid.
And I got him. Like that got him. He got as red
Got
as
him.
I did. Yeah. So we we nailed a 16-year-old.
That came off sounding really bad.
Oh, he's my favorite. He's my favorite.
It still came off sounding bad. If you do not take the clip of you nailing a 16-year-old. That being said,
Well, the fact that you just pointed it out means that BK is
You-
going to clip the shit out of it. And
sorry. Anyway, I will give you not nearly as good as that, but back very similar. Is my stepson was all full of piss and vinegar in his, around 16 or whatever. And we went to a Mexican restaurant, because that's what I am, man. I'm not thinking about eating in Mexican restaurants every fucking week. So, but we went to a Mexican restaurant. He got all salty with me. He's like, I can eat whatever you can eat and hot sauce. So I just literally we went on a hot sauce competition. And it was just that green sauce on the table, the El Yucateco or whatever. It's not I poured the whole thing on a chip and ate it. So he tried to keep up with me. And literally he did it once and you could tell he's sweating and then I did it again. He did it again. And he's like, I got to go to the bathroom. He was in the bathroom for 10 or 15 minutes. I go in there. He's practically crying. It's see what you can get from me, a cocky fuck.
It's the best when the youth learns the hard way. Oh, God. So, yeah, let's see. Spin says just upgraded the B's to an A, matched with an A she had from the last time she won 3 B's and traded for No Nay Never. There you go.
See, you could have gotten that one Christopher Duschenstein. Yeah, him too.
Christopher Duschenstein. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Jack Christopher's farm is never going to be a sponsor. So... Great job there. Let's see. I don't know. My age got me your A's got you a charlatan. Not a bad sire. Very good. Very, very good.
Christopher Duschenstein.
What was I gonna say? Hold on. Let me just drop. Oh, this is the stat that I wanted to drop on everybody. So somebody asked,
science.
I think it was Stoners who actually posted on one of my stories a while back. This is a while back. But he asked something about what's the percentage of sires who go wire to wire.
Okay.
And
percentage of horses, I guess.
Yeah. So obviously winners, right?
I'm going to guess without looking, 30%, 33%, roughly.
No.
What? How much?
What do you think? You think it's higher or lower?
Me?
Yeah, you developed the damn game.
I don't know. I would guess at this point lower. Now, that being said, it could get a little dicey because I would run the query with races that had X amount of horses in it because there's a lot of 4-horse races and there's a lot of shitty CPU horses.
So here's what I did. I removed hot races because hot races are bullshit. Yeah. Fuck you, BK. I've said it.
Have it your way.
I removed the hot races. Plus, I only included races where there was greater than or equal to 5 horses in them.
Okay, I could get behind that.
So, and the number and the reason why I did that was because I feel like you said, the numbers can get significantly skewed when there's less horses. Technically speaking, if I was doing this the way I normally would, I would probably cap it at 6 or 7 horses in a field. But the total number was 22% of races go wire to wire.
That's a little less than I expected.
It's not bad, but it depends too because it's higher for depending on
distance.
Yes.
Maybe. I would hope so.
Depending on distance, and it's not really where you think it would fall. The way it branches out is not what you would think. I'll have to add it to the story that I write Spin, or maybe I'll just send Spin the information and let her wheel up some stuff. She's better at writing than I am anyway.
Wheel it up.
Let's see. Guys, how about allowing players to pick horse cost color for 25 cents? Do you really want us to charge you 25 cents to pick the horse's color?
Purple.
Purple. Zebra. Let's go.
There was a time that I entertained this idea way more than I should. Is anyone I'm going to ask, I'll give 3 cards to someone that can name this. This is a sire in the game. There is actually a Roan Thoroughbred. There's several, but the one I'm particularly thinking of used to be the most expensive, probably in the late 90s, early 2000s. If you could name the Roan Thoroughbred, it was. I don't think it's Adria Apache. That could be one of them. It's
Unbridled.
You know what? I take that back. Roan, I got it wrong. I will give you guys. Roan was the wrong. Palomino. Of course, there's a lot of Roan Thoroughbreds. Palomino. There's a Palomino Thoroughbred.
So if I set jockey instructions to 100, I can improve my 16%. If you find a 4-horse field,
Palomino Thoroughbred. No, that's not the one I'm thinking about. You know who it is, King Ed. We've talked about him. His name starts with a P and ends in an I. And he was big. He was pretty expensive. God, his horses suck shit.
These horses
Not Holy
suck
Bull.
shit. That's
Yeah.
that's intense.
Yeah. But you guys think about look at Palomino thoroughbreds, particularly around the
Poloni.
90s. It is not Poloni.
Oh God, Peroni's a great beer though.
At least not the one I'm thinking about.
Trigger, Blado Chieftain. No, it ends in an I, guys.
Palato does not end in an I. No. Starts with a P-U.
P.
Ends in an I.
Padre
Not Padre
Bride.
Bride.
Good one, babe. Very good.
Oh, no.
I will drink to that.
Starts with a P-U-C-H. Ends in a G-I, I believe.
Punjabi.
No.
Pink eye.
No.
Splash of vanilla.
P-U-C-H. Type in, yeah. Close enough.
Pugliese.
It's not Puglisi, it's Puchalingui.
All right. Well, Ladro wins
Yeah, we're giving Ladro the points just because.
because we can do this
That'll
all
hopefully
night.
help him out since he got the Christopher Duschenstein horse.
Christopher Duschenstein. There you go. We're trying to make up for Christopher Duschenstein, and if you see
So,
him
yeah.
on the sire list later tonight, that's my doing.
So we're giving you the three, but it's Puchalingui. He was a Palomino, and there's Puchalingui. Look at Dunville coming in late. You know what, Dunville? I'm tempted to give Dunville
Three C's.
3
C's to Dunville.
All right, 3 C's to Dunville. So since he technically was the right first answer. Let me see. I gotta Pooch. No, I'm typing in Puchalingui instead of Dunville. I'm like, what the hell am I thinking? Anyway. For some reason, Puchalingui has like a he had like kind of a solid like love in the game, and somebody asked me, "Hey, can you put Palomino? Because I got a Puchalingui, can you put Palomino in the game as a color?" And technically, I figured out how to do it. And technically, I can add new colors to the viewer. Technically, will I do it? No, probably not. But if someone knows how to skin a Unity coat, and they want to skin a Palomino or they want to skin a purple horse, I'll let them do it. We can have all kinds of crazy colors in the game. Let's do this.
It's gonna look like the
Let's
Wizard
go.
Look like the Wizard of Oz.
We can have a Oopa Loopa horse, orange head, green hands, or whatever. I don't know.
Hey, just remember,
Dunville,
just remember, you said this live on stream. So when purple fucking horses start showing up, and you're like, man, that's not what I really intended.
Well, see, you know what? I'll like I said, I'll open source this shit, man. If people want purple horses, give them the purple horses.
There goes Vision.
I give the people what they want, man.
Jono says, "Look out, guys! Mike's starting to hit the beer cap. Here comes the fun."
Yeah, I am. I got a little more left. I learned my lesson. I'm cut. These are actually, I think these Shiner box are like, Shiners are only like 4.2, I think. This motherfucker's 5.7. He's catching me quick. So I did not know.
Mike was good last week, though. He was the man. He was. I pushed it too far.
No, you know what? I
fault.
shouldn't have gone as far as I did. You know what? At least I was honest. I was like, nope, I'm fucked. I'm done.
Yeah. So we should. You know what we should do? We should probably do the. Oh fuck. The flash round. We should probably do it now, as opposed to later. So
people seem to like me fucking up, but yeah, let's give away shit before I get in the bag.
You missed it. So I was doing horse reviews for retired horses, and I got so drunk that BK snuck a 2-year-old by me, and I literally put the 2-year-old in. I was like, oh yeah, this one's good. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Well played, BK.
Well played indeed.
Have it your way, buddy.
BK is the reason why we can't have nice things, guys. So
he's not the only reason, but he's a main reason, yeah.
Dunville says, question, what was the name of the first white registered with Jockey Club?
Oh.
I don't know the answer to that.
Not me. Silver Ghost.
Silver Ghost? Was he white?
No,
He was a gray, right?
Yeah, he was actually really. No, it's Jose's Ghost. I'm thinking of. I don't know what Silver Ghost, but yeah, Jose's Ghost was one of my favorite horses of all time, though.
So I say we do speed round. We do speed round. and we have some gifts that we can give away. And we can probably get into more code if you want.
We can give away a box of Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
White Beauty. Just so everybody's aware, we're not giving things away. We're not giving anything away for this particular question. This is a Dunville question.
Yeah, but they're just gonna start making up their own questions. Like, where's my shit?
Because we don't know what the answer is. And I mean, granted, he could. I don't.
I don't think he's gonna lie.
No, he said White Beauty. He said prize for Taffy. I'll leave it up to Mike. If Mike wants to hand out a prize for Taffy, we can do that.
Sure. So we'll give her.
We'll
give her. How about 3Ds?
3Ds. There you go.
3D. Taffy. It's
Consider giving us 20 letters for horse names.
You know what? I think this is one of those things where I'm actually not against it.
I'm gonna say consider
Honestly?
getting creative.
I mean, I'm really not against it because you know what? I mean,
Kidding.
The jockey club's kind of a bitch about that stuff, but we're not. I'll think about it.
Oh man, whew, that 9.8 is fucking really starting to find its way into the stream. All right. No, Dunville, don't send Taffy credits. We're gonna give her cards, dude. I was just kidding.
Cards.
Yeah, I was just kidding, dude.
We're just fucking with you, Dunville.
Yeah, don't do that.
We're just having a good time. We gave her some cards.
Let's see. Okay, so we'll do a speed round. Okay, speed round of sires. I'm gonna open up code.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find. Hold on. Oh, it's already set up the way I need it to be. I'm
actually going to look up. You know what? This will be fun because you guys can't see this, but you got to see the GUI. I'm going to actually use my GUI instead of querying because I'm a lazy little bitch.
I'm going to query because I'm not lazy and I'm a hard worker.
And you don't even know how to do the query. You don't even know how to log in, do you? You got the password.
No, I know how to log in. I'm afraid to do it because I'm afraid to fuck something up. So I logged in once and I looked at it and I was like, nope. And then I just backed out. So you're welcome, guys. The reason the game is still running is because of me. In a fucked up way. All right. Let's see.
I'm working on it. Let's see. I'm still trying to pull it up because I apparently closed it down because I'm a dummy.
All right, guys. So here's how this is going to work.
Big fat dummy.
Here is how this is going to work.
How's this going to work, my man?
The way this is going to work is that in order for me...
Speaking of the way, two things I learned over the last few days. One thing I've known forever, and the other one I'm going to tell you. The song The Way is one of the most frightening songs ever by Fastball. If you listen to the song The Way, they must hate their fucking kids.
Who?
So go listen. Have you listened to the song The Way by Fastball?
No. Why does that not?
You know the song?
No, not at all.
You do, I guarantee you.
Fastball?
Fastball, yes.
I'll look
literally, literally,
familiar.
if you hear the song, you'll be like, oh, I've heard that song a billion times. But if you ever listen to the words, they literally just leave their kids and behind.
Well,
and then just fuck you off and do their own thing.
You can't keep up.
Thing number two that I learned within the last 2 days, the translation El Camino actually translates to the way. I did not know that. So now that you mentioned the way, and I've already sidetracked the conversation, I was actually trying to pull up shit. So yeah, now that I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready now.
All right, I forgot. Okay, so here's how this is going to work with the speed round. Kat says, "I know it." What do I know, babe?
Hopefully, The Way by Fastball.
I don't know it.
Made up their mind and they started packing.
I'll have to check it out
before the sun came out that day.
Oh, the song. I got it. All right.
Exit to eternal summer slacking.
We're going to get DMCA'd because Mike's singing the words.
Gonna stay at the DMCA.
So here's how this is going to work. We are going to, in order for us to review a sire, you are going to type in @DerbyFever in the chat and the sire name. That's the way it works. We're going to go through as many as we can, as quickly as we can.
You're also going to go stand in the mirror and say Frank 3 times in the mirror, and then he'll come up behind you and he'll whisper the sire information in your ear.
That's very true. It's almost like, what was that old school Candyman, right?
Exactly like Candyman.
There we go. Farnon? I feel like we've done Farnon before, haven't we?
Oh.
We definitely have.
If I keep singing, I'm giving back my beat cards. Why you gotta hate on me, man? I'm a good singer. My mom told me so. She loves me. Okay.
Well,
Look at Tim Point coming up with a sire that looks like he just fucking rolled random dice to fucking come up with a name. I don't even recognize that sire. I'm going to look up.
that's a good one. All right, so Farnon, any information on this one, or are you going to type them in?
I'll type him in. How do you spell it?
FAR plus sign minus sign NAN.
Let's see. I'll get him pardon on.
So I'll say this: top 20% of horses, probably closer to top 15%. But from my perspective, I would say
There he is.
probably more sprinty than rowdy. You heard it here first. Sprinty than rowdy. I feel like we've done Farnon before, haven't we?
Must have typed it in wrong, or maybe I'm looking at the wrong information. I better make sure I'm like doing something right here. I'm gonna have to fucking query this because I haven't used this GUI in years. I thought I was gonna be all clever. So.
You might as well just pull up the DB and be done with it.
Yeah,
you want me to send you the query?
Yeah, send me the query. So yeah, I'm an idiot. Farnon, FARNON.
Yeah, hold on. I'll shoot you the query. Where's chat? How do I get chat? Don't do this drunk, folks. Here we go.
We're trying not to.
There you go.
All right, there it is. All right, I'll show you.
Close in case you guys want to steal my code and join the team. I have to earn my spot.
I have to learn my spot. Let's see. Man, there's something screwed up about my new install here on this. Let's see. Oh, Farnon. Okay, yeah, this is different. Yeah. Okay, yeah, solid horse. Not gonna, chance to get some low graded races on the regular, stakes races on the regular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not gonna be one you're gonna be probably like. I'm gonna guess. Yeah,
you're not winning the Derby with it.
I mean, theoretically, you could if they did. That was the one thing. That was probably the most fucked up story in sim history. Tonino Gimlet went in the Derby 2 years in a row. He was not rated to do that, people. And he won the Derby 2 years in a row in the game. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened. Just random freaking chance. And, and that was kind of one of those like make your own adventures at that point because people are like, Mike loves Tonino Gimlet. I'm like, I really don't. But I don't know what happened, but just kind of like a random occurrence.
I can attest to it too because I can see the ratings from past years, and I should not have gotten where he got, but
just random chance.
Crazy aberration.
I'm not sure he was much better than Farnon, so yeah. He could win the Derby.
Well, then I stand corrected. So Taffy says Flightline.
Yes, breed as many flight lines as you can if you can. That's all I'll say. I mean, a flight line, I think, and I could be wrong, and I think I mentioned this, I think Flightline is as high as I've ever rated a 2-year-old. I know I've rated Frankel. I'm pretty sure I rated Frankel was the highest I've ever rated, and I think Flightline, I pretty much tied him 1 and 1A. I don't think everybody else after that, I mean, I've rated them pretty high, but I think it's been Frankel and Flightline have been the 1 and 1A.
I'll say Flightline is probably a step below Justify.
Yeah, I mean, of course he is, but it makes sense because as I mentioned, well, when I say it makes sense, it doesn't make sense because in theory, here's the theory and practice about the horse racing game. Okay, that this is a fine line I have to ride. Okay, is we make an assumption that obviously breeders know more than we do. They should, that's what they get fucking paid to do. If I know more than a breeder does about pedigree, I should be a breeding consultant. Let's just be honest here. So that being said, is that
I think you especially Flightline, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but first year sires, you can't rate ever as high in the game as you do historical sires that have had a historical proving that they're that good. Because we see, I mean, the best example. Always the best example. When in doubt, go back to Ali Sheba and Aladar.
Yeah.
I mean, if you thought you knew everything about a sire, you would have said Alishiba should have been as good a sire as there was, and he shit the bed. I mean, he wasn't an awful, awful sire, but he wasn't nearly as good as he should have been. So yeah, I always come in a little slow with the first year sires. Flightline, I still came in very high. He comes in a lot higher than a lot of the historically decent sires, pretty good sires, but I don't put him anywhere near the Tappets. Justify is actually starting to prove himself even more now, so he'll
Right.
probably go up even again. No Nay Never. Yeah,
I,
it's a progress, but Flightline will
right.
progress quickly, probably.
I would say this: we typically you overrate, not overrate. Overrate's not the. I would say this: the popular sires probably go a little bit higher than they should be, a la American Pharaoh, and then what ultimately ends up happening is after a couple of years of getting real data, they'll either go up or they'll go down or they'll stay the same. For the most part, Flightline, again, I don't think Flightline's going up because he doesn't have anything on the track yet. But the point is like Justify, for example, and even Good Magic, right? Good Magic is another one who's probably going to get a sizable bump, just because he did much better than we had probably anticipated, myself included.
Yeah.
So, but again,
It's hard to tell. I mean, sires like Munnings, I mean,
Munnings
you
is
just
another
can't-
one.
Yeah, you can't always, we,
right,
we guess.
We got Kendargent is the next one.
Kendargent, how do you spell that?
Can Dargent. No,
CAN?
no, KEN. Kendargent. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
I put
There
him.
he is.
Put him
I
on
would
the
put him.
same level.
Yeah, very much.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're going to say, Seth. Thinks I'm going to let you say it.
No, you say it. Go ahead.
No,
I'll
I'm
wait.
going to let you say it.
I was gonna say he's on the same level as.
Arnon?
Yes. Only distance is a little bit different. Same level as Farnon. Probably even same level as Churchill, if that helps put it in perspective for you. So look at Churchill in the sim, and you guys tell me what you think.
Yeah, Churchill was one I probably rated a little high at times. I think I brought him back to reality a little bit. I thought he'd be better than that. So
Well, even then, another horse.
he's not awful.
DOW, Declaration of War.
Yeah.
He's similarly. He's just rated like Declaration.
La 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 la.
All right, we got
Ah.
that crazy name at 10 point.
He's just making stuff up.
I am. I'm just trying to talk at this point. Gahiath. All right, this is, and guys, we're actively querying the database, so there you go.
Yeah. Damn, there's like 300 horses people are asking about in here. This is getting
crazy.
dicey. I knew it was going to be that kind of party. I'd have stuck my dick in the mashed potatoes.
This just took a completely different turn. All right, so
Similar
to sticking your dick in the mashed potatoes.
Nothing is similar to that.
Glen Eagles is what I'll say. Right? Is Glen Eagles? Did I get that right? Yeah, I got that right. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny because I wasn't even looking at Glen Eagles. I was looking at that crazy Gianna Hama Mama Mama horse or whatever that, yeah.
It's funny that everybody, like almost all of these horses that people are picking are in the same rating range.
Yeah, I mean, this never happens. Trust me.
Army Mule, Union Rags. I don't know who Wind Whistle is. I haven't actually done that one. Essential Quality.
I'll look at Wind Whistle. I don't know what a Wind Whistle is. I have a feeling Wind Whistle's going to be like whistling. And
here's a good one. Henny Hughes. Henny Hughes is very much so better than most folks give him credit for.
Wind Whistle. God, damn it. Need to stop cussing.
So Wind Whistle, who I'm not familiar with at all.
Yeah.
I
don't have him rated very highly. We'll put it that way.
I'll say if you get him for the min, that's a good price. Henny Hughes. I love Henny Hughes, man. Henny Hughes is a good horse, or a good sire, excuse me. Henny Hughes, I think he's rated much better than most folks give him credit for. I will leave it at that. Mike, what say you?
I haven't looked at Henny Hughes. I was looking at Wind Whistle. Let me go look at Henny
You
Hughes.
son of a. I'd say Henny Hughes.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I don't think he gets a lot of love in the game. I think he's one that's been one of my sad ones that I've like jerked around a bit. Yeah, where I think I started him too high, I drug him down, and then he showed some promise. I drug him back up, and at least it may be because he's in Japan. It gets a little dicey for me to re-rate him. I'd say this: at least the game has him probably rated higher than most people think. I'd have to look back at why I rated him. He's not. I'll say this: he's not rated nearly as high as Flightline. So,
All right, so the next, this is actually good. That's a good segue because it's going to bring me into the next one. Done Deal, who is rated very, very similarly to Flightline.
yeah, yeah, very similar. You're right. So,
Oh, I knew this one was coming. Lexitonian. This is a URC question. Lexitonian, top 20%. He's good. He's not terrible. He's not. I'll put it this way. He's not amazing, but you can get some good horses out of him, depending on what your definition of good is. Go ahead, Mike. You throw your comments in there.
Lexingtonian.
Lexitonian here. I'll drop it in the chat.
Yeah, I put Lexingtonian, and I was like, dude, this horse blows, but it like stopped breeding horses in 2003. Yeah, I was like Lexingtonian. I want to use this GUI more. See, the problem is now I'm gonna have to rewrite this GUI if I like rewrite the game. I need to get better at GUI writing, man.
We'll get there. We shall get there.
Yeah, Lexingtonian's I mean, I would say this from a Kentucky bred standpoint, he's low. He's
I would agree
better
with
Kentucky
that.
bred horses.
I agree with that.
But from an overall standpoint, he's above average.
And then we got Mishrif, who came from Padre Bry. I'll drop the name for you.
See, Army Mule too. Let's see, do we get Army Mule?
I think I kind of skipped through most of them because they were all in the same lines of. So Nadal, Army Mule, Union Rags, those three were all along the same lines as Ken Dargent.
Apparently, Wind Whistle died. Spin said Wind Whistle died in 2016. So
Still kicking in the game.
I'm about ready to kill it. Bye bye. All right, Wind Whistle deader than shit.
Go get your shares.
No, you can't no more. Wind Whistle done.
All right, so we got Mishrif, who I would say is along the same lines of, I guess, Animal Kingdom. No, lower than Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, Animal King is probably one of those I kind of messed around with. Mishrif.
Bobby's Kitten would be the best comparison. Or Cairo Prince is a good comparison.
Really? Okay, I'd expect the Cairo Prince to be a little higher, but what do I know? Yeah, I'd say yeah, not I still got and this goes back to Animal Kingdom being a Japanese sire. He's still probably rated a little higher than maybe he should be. But yeah, Mishrif is I'd say still above average, notably above average, but you're still not stakes winner would be a stretch is the wrong word, but he's got a stakes potential, but yeah, lower stakes, he's got some chances.
All right, we're gonna do two more. We got we'll do three more. Blackbeard, Mineshaft, and Charlatan. Blackbeard is along the same lines of Mishrif. Mineshaft, I have no fucking clue on.
Mineshaft was one that keeps getting jerked around. He's probably, I would say this dollar for dollar. I think he's value.
Yeah, No, I'd agree.
So
I've gotten a lot of good. Well, not a lot. I should say I've gotten a couple of good allowance runners out of mine shaft, and they run long too, right? Like they usually go. At least mine usually go somewhere between 10 and 12. So something to keep in mind. And even then, they're pretty interchangeable between the dirt and the turf too. So let's see. We had the other one was Charlatan, who I think is very similar to Union Rags.
really, okay.
You tell me, sir.
I don't know. I'm just trying to type shit up.
I'm just grabbing a variance and
quick.
finding horses that I know. Or mare or sires. Oh, nope, I fucked something up.
I fucked it up.
There we go. All right, got it. Yep. I would say Declaration of War, Union Rags, Nadal, Tis the Law. So you think in that range right there. And yes, I know, guys. So you think is probably a little underrated in the game. I have seen what you've posted in the wiki. He's probably going up. Just all I'm gonna say is relax.
Don't do it.
I think that was it, right? That was the last
That's
one.
enough.
All right,
Yeah.
we're done.
You guys got no chill with these horses. Next thing we do is like you guys are all quiet. Next thing we do, let's ask about sires.
Indeed.
You guys are like act like your fingers are on fire. You have to put them out.
What the hell was that? Spin wheel.
Spin the wheel. Make the deal.
All right. So this is the part of the no, this isn't the part of the stream, but this is the part of the stream where I ask for attendance. So I'm gonna say if you have not posted your name in the chat, I'm gonna actually.
How do we see the standings again?
Oh, the leaderboards, right?
Yeah, I mean, like you could get the attendance from the leaderboard, right?
You want to give something away for the head leaderboard?
Maybe. We'll see. How's the leaderboard looking?
This is the leaderboard right now. We got Lucky Rabbi, Padre Bry, Gurky, Durdingo. Oh man, Lucky Rabbi is kicking ass. Y'all need to catch up.
How did these points get determined? Do we know?
Time in the chat.
Nah, you know what? There's almost everybody's like 105 or 110. I mean, like I feel bad giving away anything. It's like it literally is almost like luck at a draw. It's like Lucky Rabbi was like he was camping out in the chat.
All right, well we're not going to reward the campers then. So,
but you could get the names maybe from here. Maybe it's just easier to grab the names from here. I don't know.
That's a good call. I didn't even think of that.
It says there's like 60 people that have been in this chat in the leaderboard. I guess it's all time chat.
Oh, that's all time. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't recognize any of these. Some of these people at the end.
Leaderboard. Yeah, we got a good amount of. Oh, the only thing is he's gonna bring in the values too.
Okay. Fuck that.
Yeah. All right, so
say fuck that, yo, Holmes. Fuck this. I'm the king at whammy and your dick butt kiss.
Indeed. All right.
Nobody is getting my Beastie Boys references tonight. I'm disappointed.
I got it.
You didn't get the dick in the mashed potatoes reference.
Oh, the dick in the mashed potatoes I missed 100%.
It's actually an old it's an old like comedy like album or something, but it's on a I think it is on Pose Boutique.
All right. So I'm going to read off attendance real quick. This is who I have. If I haven't got your name, post.
Look at Teacher Frank over here.
If I haven't posted your name, raise your hand. No, I'm just kidding. If I haven't posted your name, please type it in the chat. But we got Lucky Rabbi, Dunville Downs, L. Bailey, Ledwith, 10 Point, Amir 1605, Chips for you to see, Dirt Dingo 333, Dwayne Crisp, Dennis Schaefer, Spin Round, Beer Keg, Bazals, Lindsey Park, FL Rancho, Squirrel, Sabbath, Padre Bry, Jono.
Was here?
He was here for a little bit. Croft 68, Ivan Yamil, King AB, Thor, Iron Mike, Laudro, Gurky, and Super Taffy. Those are the last two I have. Maddie, I want to go to America just to get fucked up with Mike.
It's not as exciting as it sounds, trust me.
That's a great fucking line. Oh, God.
Not nearly as fun as it sounds.
You guess you won't use Kendargent? Why, man? Kendargent's rated really good. Did I get you, Bizzles? I don't feel like I had your name there, did I?
I'll tell you what we need to
I
do.
did not.
And this is, you know what, Frank?
Oh, I did.
We could get you involved in the Python shit because you know the SQL shit. Maybe what we ought to do is like one of the first things is when the people come in the chat, have them go to a link and then they can sign up that they're here, and that way it has it in a list so we don't have to take the attendance every time.
That would be a good idea.
Because that's actually a very low risk. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Frank. I completely trust Frank, but he doesn't want to screw stuff up, and I appreciate that.
Oh, I fuck shit up all the time.
But this is a very good one because this gives you an opportunity to go like hit against the password, like take some of the password salt shit, scrambled password shit, compare, make sure, and then and then you don't have to fucking take attendance every time. You don't have to be like, Frank, I got to use the bathroom, Sir Frank.
Well, the cool thing I can do is I can actually run raffles in this stream.
Oh.
And it would just pick somebody for me. The other thing we can do is polls.
Okay.
You remember?
Now raffles, you can run a raffle right in the stream. Then why don't we take an attendance if you just run a raffle? Can you like the raffle work?
Hold on a second. Let's see what happens when I do a raffle.
Raffy?
Best fantasy football player of all time. I don't even know what I just did. Raffle? Did it work? I don't know. I typed it. Start a raffle with multiple winners. Pretty sure that's what we just did.
All right. How do we start a raffle with one winner?
Well, the first one wins. How about that? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have it enabled.
We're trying new shit.
Fuck. Let me enable it. 30. Duration is 30. Maximum amount is 3,000. I don't know what any of this means. So we're just going to fucking roll with it and try it again.
You got to roll with it, baby.
A multi-raffle has begun for 5,000 points. It will end in 30 seconds. Enter by typing ! Join. Hey, there you go. Spin.
5,000 points?
Is in. I guess
5,000 points?
Well, whoever wins is going to get it. Look at all the folks joining.
5,000 points is a lot of points, dude.
Well, I don't know what the fuck. It was default. What do you want from me? It's a raffle. I didn't come up with it. Look at all these. Oh, now everybody's.
Yeah, we need to cut. Well, you know what? We might need to change the 5,000 points. This is a lot of points.
5,000 points is Twitch points. Let me clarify. Twitch points.
Yeah, you need to tell these people because they'd be like, I don't give a fuck about Twitch points.
Twitch points.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna give away a horse. That's what we'll give.
Yeah, we'll give away a horse, which could be technically a good amount of points, but we can't give away 5,000 points.
No. I'm giving away.
We're only reimbursing 3,000 credits for Brian's hot sauce, and my man Brian is like actually making physical hot sauce and busting his ass over there. So and fucking me up every week, apparently.
All right, so I got whoever wins. Oh, it won, or it ended.
It ended?
El Bailey won.
Wow, well that was quick. Okay,
sorry, guys.
Well, you get your 5,000 points.
Taking the
and
first
a horse,
name,
I guess.
Taking
But
the first name on the list, so I know it listed like 5 people, but we're gonna go ahead and take the first person. And since we talked about Sam Adams earlier, we're gonna finish off the night with a little bit of Wicked Easy out of Sam Adams. Smammy Adams. All right, so Larry Bailey, who I don't have. Oh, I do have administrator open. Okay, Larry, you are gonna win this horse. I'm gonna flash him on the screen here.
You're gonna show the horse's junk on the screen.
His name is Capital Crime.
That would be a capital crime.
Done Deal, Dane Hill, and Royal Academy. So
it's not bad.
The people who came up with these names, or the people.
The peeps.
The person who came up with these lines for the scratch breads was Liam. So Liam gave me a bunch of different lines. Some of the sires I fucked and changed, but for the most part, it's what he came up with. Mainly because I didn't have enough points in administrator, and I was lazy and didn't want to add the. I didn't want to add the points. All right,
Fair enough.
El Bailey gets Capital Crime. And Mike, you're gonna have to entertain folks because I have to piss like a racehorse. So I'll be right back.
All right. So I'm going to try to pay attention to the chat here. Let's see if I can figure out. I have the Zoom open and then I lost the Twitch stream for a second, so I apologize. So people, let me ask you this. Let's think. Favorites hummus. Does anybody have a good hummus flavor they like? I will tell you my new jam of a hummus. My new jam of hummus, and I apologize because I'm still looking for this Twitch stream that I can't find. My new hummus jam has been Chipotle hummus. I'm normally red peppers hummusman, but I'm a Chipotle hummus guy at the moment. So if you have a hummus, let me know. I would love to know. And this is as exciting as I get. I am still looking. And again, I apologize that I'm streaming and I cannot find the questions or the answers. So yeah, must have. Here it is. Here it is. Let me see. Twitch stream. Okay, I got it. Roasted garlic. Yes. Let's see what we got. Master plan's coming together. Olive oil, roasted pine nut. I'm going to say a few things here. Roasted pine nut. The texture is good. I'd say from a hummus standpoint, texture wise, that is amazing. Not a big fan of the flavor. Roasted garlic. It sounds right up my alley, but I tend to eat it with Mary's Gone Crackers. If anybody has not tried Mary's Gone Crackers, they're delicious. Olive oil hummus. Okay. I'm not sure I've had that, Taffy. That does sound boring. Sorry. I'm teasing. I have no idea. I've just never tried it. Hummus is like granola. Hummus is nothing like granola. Dill pickle. You know what? Dill pickle. Is there seriously a dill pickle hummus? I can get behind that. No shit. Hummus is not like granola, Dwayne. So yeah, hummus is. I would say this: try if you like spicy stuff. A Chipotle hummus will be good. I can see why, like, if you're like with a bland hummus or like a hummus, by and large, it still has a hummus flavor and it's alright. But yeah, a solid like flavor to a hummus, like a Chipotle red pepper. That's where I go. Sometimes it has a little bite to it. It really it kicks it up a notch. That's what I'd say. So.
All right, so we got another horse to give away.
Gotta go. All right, Laudro, see you, buddy. Demon Semen hummus. You know what? I would fucking try that. You know what? I'm not against it. I would take some. I'll take some plain hummus and throw some Demon Semen in there.
Mike's all about the semen.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
love
man.
me some Demon Semen.
Shit is good. Listen, visit Padre Bry. That's where it's at, man. Padre Bry's got the Demon Semen. He'll make it for you. It's amazing. See, Mike was coding so hard he's got Band-Aids on his fingers. I don't know if y'all noticed that.
Yeah. I actually earlier today had 3 Band-Aids on this hand, but I took a shower, so I had to take them off. But yeah, I've got
callous fingers.
Nah, I wish. No, it's I did when I played guitar. My fingertips wouldn't they wouldn't need Band-Aids. Well, they would split. They'd still split like right here down the cuticle, I guess, or whatever, the fingernail. But yeah, I've just got like really bad hands, man.
My hands are too short and too stubby to play the guitar. I tried and I just couldn't get anything. Couldn't get it going. I think I played the intro to Shinedown and maybe some Nothing Else Matters from Metallica, and that was about the extent of it.
Yeah, there's been at least a handful of people that see me play when I played in a cover band back in my youthful days.
Oh, what was the cover band?
The cover band's name was Redfish Bluefish that people saw. It was unfortunate we weren't that good. It was not my favorite time in a cover band. Even though it was probably like actually, let me rephrase. I was with 2 of my best friends in that cover band, but 2 of the other guys just sucked ass, so it kind of it evened out.
So I'm assuming you're not friends with the 2 guys that sucked ass anymore.
Ish. I mean, they're whatever.
Best friends are usually the better players.
Yeah. It's kind of a frenemies thing with those guys. I mean, I like them enough, but we just don't get. You know what? We're better when we just like see each other once a year or so, and like,
Gotcha.
Hey, cool to see you. Yeah. So we don't do well in long spurts. So we'll just put it that way.
Fair enough.
I don't hate them. Let me rephrase that.
No. That's not what I was insinuating. All right. So do we want to do a wheel spin or do we want to do a raffle?
Raffles are easier, so that's up to you. But the wheel spin is fun.
Wheel spins are fun. We'll do a
But
wheel
see-
spin. We'll do a wheel
Yeah,
spin.
see, that's why we can get it where we can make them sign in online, and then all you can do is grab it and throw it in the wheel spin, and you ain't got to worry about all the extraneous shit. So
Yep.
what do you think about that? You know, we're getting there, guys. Not only that, we might be affiliates soon, which means we can make pennies upon pennies every time we stream. It's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, you can hook your Amazon accounts up, and we'll get $2 for every Amazon subscription. All right.
I didn't say a dime. I said $2. Okay. What movie is that from? If anybody can name the movie, I didn't say a dime. I said $2. You get 3 C cards, 3 B cards. I didn't ask for a dime. I asked for $2. Somebody give me that. Better Off Dead. There you go. Got him. Got him.
But who says it in the movie?
Now that yeah, okay. I'll give that.
I'll give you. I'll give you. All right, listen. I'll give you. I'll give you a share if you can tell me who says it in the movie. I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to give you a share of your choosing.
Paperboy, Donnie Schaefer. Okay, so
Dennis
Gurky
Schaefer
Trainer
got it.
gets the cards, and D Money Schaefer. I don't know why I called him Donnie Schaefer. Gets it.
Everybody.
It was not John Cusack. It was the Paperboy.
All right,
So let me
Dennis
give,
Schaefer gets a share.
Yeah, and
So-
Gurky Trainer gets three B cards.
All right, Dennis. Here's how this is going to work. You have my Slack. Shoot me a number between 1 and 100. And what that means is I'm going to pick the share based off of however I filter on the sire screen.
This could go catawampus quick.
Just send it to me in Slack. Don't send it here because I'm not going to see it. All right, so Wheel of Names. Here we go.
Wheel of Days.
That one doesn't look right. That one looks right. Okay. So I'm just going to run through these names one more time. We got Lucky Rabbi, Dunville Downs, El Bailey, Ledwith, Tim Point, Amir, Chips, Durdingo, Dwayne Crisp, Dennis Schaefer, Spin, Beer Keg, Bizalls, Lindsay Park, FL Rancho, Squirrel, Sabbath, Padre Bride, Jono, Croft, Ivan, King Abs, Thor, Iron Mike. Did I type Laudro twice? Maybe. Nope.
He's not even here right now.
Well, I might. Well, he's here. Well, he was here.
I know,
Laudro,
I'm so-
Gurky, and Super Taffy. Okay. All right. So we're good. We're good. I'm gonna go ahead and spin the wheel. And what this is for is this is gonna be for the horse Sanibel. Sanibel is Savabil, Frankel, and Tappet. That is the line. Spinning the wheel. It's being spun, Sabbath. Hold your horses.
All right.
No fucking way. Oh, Thor won. There we go. I was gonna say King Abs won again.
Oh, it was so close. It was like so close. Let me see. I want to make sure I got this right. Let's see. Uh-huh.
There we go.
Sugar.
All right, thanks, Dennis. I'll take care of you tomorrow, buddy.
Gurky Trainer. I credited Gurky. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
All right. So, you have any questions you want to ask, or do you want to give more horses away via the raffle, via the spin? You tell me. If we raffle, that means we got to talk for 30 seconds. More
Are you
code
talking to me? Do I want to?
Oh,
I don't
no,
care.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking. Well, listen, nobody else is listening to me right now.
I love Frank's purple shirt, though. Can we?
You want to get a little zoom in on the purple nips?
Oh yeah, he'll
It's
win.
cold in the house.
He looks like a buff Grimace.
A buff grit. Whoa, shit. At least somebody said I'm buff.
That's right.
I don't want Twitch to cancel me. That's why I had to put some nips up. What do they call those things?
Nips. No.
You know what I'm talking about. You almost answered it right off rip. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, Jesus.
I got those
Christ.
big silver dollars, man. I
There you
gotta
go.
be careful.
Well, that's exactly it. I was trying to cover the nips.
Mini Barney.
Mini Barney. That's right. No, it's actually for. Well, I bought this shirt. Truth be told, for Alzheimer's awareness. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I don't know what that has to do with purple, but I trust you.
that's the color. That's the color that they have for their walkathons. Everybody dresses in
Oh,
purple, like the same way breast
I don't-
cancer awareness works. They all dress in pink. That's what they do with Alzheimer's. But they use purple.
Cool. News to me.
Yeah.
News to me. Not trying to be funny at all. I don't know. I'm ignorant.
Listen, you can be funny. It's fine. It doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. They're just
I
words.
can't be funny. I'm inherently not funny. It makes it impossible.
Buffed Barney. Shit, if anybody thinks I'm buff, y'all are crazy. Although I was happy with myself. I did 6 miles today, and my knee didn't implode, so I was good. I was happy.
6
about
miles
that.
you run? Did you walk? What'd you do?
No, just the elliptical. I can't handle the impact
You
anymore.
did 6 miles on the elliptical?
Yeah, man, had to do
Shit,
it.
how long did that take?
An hour, maybe a little
You did
less.
6 miles in an hour?
It's not that long.
I mean, I do an hour like every day almost, but I don't think it was 6
Listen,
miles.
Mike, you're looking at peak athlete, right? This is what peak male performance looks like right here. Okay, well, if it is, we're all fucked as a civilization. So
Women running towards the doors of humanity, screaming.
epilepsy is purple too. Very good. Yeah, there's a purples for a lot of colors, or purples for a lot of colors. Purples for a lot of causes.
Purple's for one color.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Purple.
Yeah, you can tell.
I guess technically it could be red and blue, but yeah, so maybe 3 colors. But
There's
here
a
we go.
lot of colors. There's different shades of purple. Yeah, you could tell the LeBron of sim racing. I resent that. Just so we're
You
all
resemble that. Let's be honest.
well, your comment's probably fair. Sabbath says the end of the world is here. Maroon. That's right. I'll wear the hell out of some maroon.
What a maroon. Okay, so we got to give something away.
I don't know. Was I supposed to do the raffle or was I supposed to spin?
Yeah. The raffle's easier, right?
I should have raffled because
Actually, you've got the shit in the spin wheel, right? Let's do one of each. How's that?
All right. So I'm gonna do.
I'll give cards away for one of the spins, and we'll do a horse or whatever you want to do for the raffle.
So there's a raffle. We just started. So whoever's gonna win is gonna get 5,000 points. Y'all better join that bitch.
yeah, 5,000 at 5,000 again. 5,000 Twitch points.
Yeah, Twitch
And-
points. I'm sorry.
And also, the person that shows up at the top gets what, 3 B cards?
You want to give 3 B cards to the person on the top?
Yeah.
How about this? How about the person? All right, yeah, that's fine. You got it.
Yeah, the person. Whatever shows up at the top of you get the 5,000 Twitch points, which is always fun. We're gonna figure out a use for the Twitch points eventually. We just haven't yet, but we'll figure out a use for the Twitch points, and you get 3 B cards.
All right, and then we're gonna spin here, and this spin is for
While you guys are doing the raffle shit.
who did I give away? Fuck, I gave away Sanibel and Capital Crime. This one's gonna be for Star Spangled Spur. Hint, hint. Flying
10.187 looks like
Star
won the
Spangled.
raffle.
Did he? Yep, 10 point got the raffle. 10
It looks like apparently, like when I say you get 5,000, that just means 5,000 split between like all you guys. I don't know how, or 5,000 split between you.
I don't know how it all works either, to be
But
honest. with you.
10 point, you do get the
10.1.
yeah, you do get the 3 B cards.
All right, and the next whoever on this spin is gonna go. It's gonna be Star Spangled Banner, Flying Spur, Nijitski,
Flying spur.
second, Star Spangled
Spangled
Spur.
Banner.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. You're checking off all the box. Did you put Late Fabulo as the damn sire?
I should have.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
Oh,
Les
looks like
Fabuleux.
spin gets Star Spangled Spur.
Right round, baby.
That's right. Oldie but goodie.
Oldie but a goodie.
Okay, so we got that. I do have no questions to ask. Was there anything coding wise you want to go? I feel like we just fucking got derailed right off the
You know
rip.
what? I wouldn't say we got derailed. I think we actually did a decent, like nerd stream. We talked a bunch of nerd shit, a lot more than we normally do. I know there's not a huge appetite for the average player, which is okay. I mean, like, I think that, we ask on the message board, so there wasn't a lot of questions. We tried to go over what we did. I mean, what was asked. So I think
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, if you guys let us know. I mean, obviously, we don't want to do the coding stuff all the time if guys don't like it, but at the same time, we don't want to completely ignore it if you guys want it. I mean, if you felt like it was too much tonight, let us know. If you felt like we could have added more, let us know. And if you think that you need more time to ask questions about the coding and shit like that, let us know. Whatever you want. I mean, really. And if what we're not offering, we tried to be, at least from what we came with today, a little more. We tried to be a little more focused. I know
Focus?
we have a
What is
whole
that?
we have a straight up fun time fucking drinking beer and being assholes on the stream. But we want to give you guys what you want. So I mean, if there's ideas that you think we can do better and give you more of what you want from this, we'll do it.
That was probably the best description ever, is drinking beers and being assholes. I feel like I got to figure out. I'll put that in the description. That's going to be our
Drinking beers, being assholes.
drinking beer and being assholes. That's going to be us. But yeah. So I will say this. I'm going to drop a few stats on you guys. This is just very over the top, not very specific to anything because I looked it
Over
up.
the top, like Rocky Balboa, like with the arm wrestling.
Schwarzenegger.
When it takes it all.
Yeah,
Is
baby.
it, no, is it, I think it's Rambo. I think it's Sylvester Stallone over the top.
You're right. It is Stallone. Yeah. Who did I say?
You said Schwarzenegger, baby.
I'm a dumbass. All right, so the average lengths beaten. This is across all races, regardless of surface and...
That could be anywhere.
Well, regardless of surface and distance. 2.52 at first call. 3.55 at second call. 1.71 at third call. Take that what you will.
What about the end?
The end is the winner.
Oh, so you're talking about like the horse that's in first place.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about like average distance beat. Okay, whatever.
No, this is lengths beaten, like as in excluding
how far he was
excluding
behind.
right, how far behind.
Okay, I gotcha.
So there we go. I just wanted to throw that. I'll add this in the B2B story that's probably going to get ripped apart by very many folks who are just going to just shit down.
Or a handful.
Yeah, there's a few folks out there who will rip my head off and shit down my neck. I
would, but you know what? I like you too much.
Old Duke Nukem reference. Did you play that game as a kid?
I did not. I'm older than you. I'm notably older than you. I was playing fucking Combat and Space Invaders as a kid. Okay, on an Atari 2600.
Dude, Duke Nukem back in the day on the Nintendo 64 was the shit.
Now, how old are you? You're like, I'm going to guess, mid-30s, Frank?
I'm almost 38. I'm
Right.
Taffy's age. That's how I equate things in this game. I'm as old as Taffy.
I'm as old as, see, I'm 52, so yeah. When I was already a fucking adult when you were a kid. Okay, so
Well, there you go. I mean, but yeah, man, I used to play the shit out of Duke Nukem. That was, oh god, I love that game. Me and my buddies and my brother, we would just pop on, play some fours, and get a whole lot of stuff a bunch of like 10 to 12-year-olds probably shouldn't have been hearing at the time.
well, yeah. Well, that's I'm gonna actually mention something that's anybody that's a kid in my age, let me say not good redneck kids. Redneck kids my age got a hold of like all kinds of shit because there was actually probably like it was a little safer, I think, like for a while. Then it got like the internet with all the fucking porn and stuff. But like there was a time where shit got kind of wild. It's like especially like with truly tasteless jokes. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I've never heard of Truly Chase.
Oh,
It
yeah,
sounds
it
like
was,
it's right up my alley, but I've never heard of it.
No, it's truly and tasteless. I mean, it's like awful shit. But you know what? That was like they were in bookstores and they were pretty well sold. And I had them, and like that's what fucking redneck kids read because we were stupid redneck kids. I think I've mentioned this.
You guys were more sophisticated than you led on to believe.
If I haven't mentioned this in the stream, I should, because this is one of my favorite stories. As a kid, I couldn't have been older. I moved to my old house like that I grew up in. I grew up in one house until I was like 7 or 8, and then I moved to another house. So I couldn't have been older than 8. I think I was 7 when this happened. I traded 6 Matchbox / Hot Wheels cars for a Playboy magazine.
Oh, that's a great trade. I don't give a fuck how old you were.
I won. Now the problem was, here was the problem. I was like 6 or 7 or 8. I had to be older than 6. I couldn't have been older than 8. So I think I was
soon.
7.
It was too
7
soon.
or 8. But no, I traded like 6 Matchbox cars for a Playboy magazine, which I was pretty smitten with. The problem was when we moved to my house in my next house, I hid it under my bed, of course, and my mom found it. And she promised me, because my mom is way too nice a person. Of course, I'm like 7 or 8 years old. It's like, what are you going to tell a 7 or 8-year-old that's like harboring a Playboy magazine under his bed? She promised me on my 18th birthday she would give it back to me. I asked it for it back on my 18th birthday, and she did not. My mom totally lied to me. I was completely lied to.
Jesus Christ.
That cost me 6 Matchbox cars.
That you'll never get back.
Never. I bet you that guy is still enjoying those Matchbox cars.
I bet he's got a whole racetrack dedicated to those 6-track cars, or those 6 cars.
Fuck that guy. My mom didn't give me that magazine. I'm pretty sure it was like Miss September 77. I bet you if I look back, I can figure out who it was.
I'm also pretty sure that guy was Jeffrey Dahmer, because he's probably in prison. Oh, dead now. But if you traded with the 6 cars, just saying.
No, it's I remember the guy's name. I won't dox his last name, but his name was Terry.
Terry,
Terry's not a very common name anymore, is it?
I don't think it was a common name back then, was it?
It was. It was more common than you'd think.
What's the appeal with Terry? And I apologize if we have any Terrys in chat. I apologize. But what's the appeal with Terry? The only Terry I can think of is Terry Pendleton.
Man, you're going old school.
I'm going real old school. That's early 90s Braves.
More importantly, that's early 80s Cardinals and Louisville Redbirds. I grew up. I saw Terry Pendleton play for the Louisville Redbirds. So there you go.
Late 90s Royals? I don't know.
Just letting you know. So
Terry
anyway.
was real common. All right. So
see, I told you. Not only was Terry real common, I'm going to give you a few other names that you probably don't realize were super common. Of course, the obligatory is Karen, but that was pretty common. I'll give you a name that was more common than you would ever believe.
Jeff.
Shauna.
I guess she would be a step sister-in-law named Shauna.
How old is she? Mid-50s? Early 60s?
You know, I never really thought she got out of her 30s. To be honest, she's just all like, even today, I'm like, oh shit, I'm 38. That means she's 32. No, she's definitely like 10 years, 20 years older than me. So.
Okay, that puts her right in the wheelhouse. I'm telling you, Shauna, as awful as that name is, was hugely popular for a minute.
Really?
Sandy is another one.
Sandy. I like Sandy.
I'm just letting you know. So
right.
Some of those old school names. So yeah, we're just spitballing now. So.
Yeah, now we're just bullshitting about.
At least
names.
I'm not drunk. I'm not packing it in because I'm drunk. I'm just saying dumb shit. That's two different things.
Well, one of us is. Let's see.
You're holding it together better than I did last week. I lost it quick. I was good, and then I crashed the bird. I was like, I'm done.
You know what's funny is since you brought it up, it's like I saw it happen too. Like I saw it, and I was like, I thought to myself, I had this exact thought. I was like, do I do the speed round? Yeah, Mike's gonna be good. I'll do the speed round. I started the speed round, and he started talking, and I was like, oh, fuck.
I just gave up. At least I was honest. I could have lied to you guys.
And that's what makes for a good stream, to be honest with you, man. Is he was honest right out the gate, and he owned it. I'll put it that way.
I owned it. I was not proud about it. Not my proudest moment. Not nearly. Maybe it was. Hell, I don't know. I haven't done many things that I'm proud about in my life, so maybe it was.
Well, you got a few things behind you. All right. So I think let me look and see how many horses I have left to give away. I gave away Capital Crime. I gave away Sanibel. I gave away Star Spangled Spur. Okay, I have 2 more horses. I have Yes, Yes, No, 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 and Fight for Mo.
Well, I'm going to let you give one of those away. I'm going to finally use the restroom. I have to break the secret.
Have at it, Hoss.
I'm an old man with a poor prostate.
Listen, I broke the seal before you did, so you beat me.
That's right. I'm a tough guy. I'll be back in a second.
All right, so we're gonna spin the wheel here, guys. This one's gonna be for yes, 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 no, no, no. Yes, 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 no, no, or I'm sorry, yes, yes, no, no, no is, excuse me, out of yes, 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 Red Out's Choice, and Zabil. And we'll spin the shit out of this. Oh, spin, man. I feel like this thing might be rigged for spin. Spin, spin round equals yes, yes, no, no, no. Oh, there you go, spin. Yeah, I know, guys. What am I gonna say? Listen. Wheel of names. Type it in. It's completely random. It's not anything I'm doing. Trying to keep it as transparent as possible. All right, I got a better suggestion. First person to guess the number I have 1 through 10 gets a share of my choosing. And go. Nobody's guessed the number. What's the matter with you all? Oh, Lucky Rabbi got it. 3. So I owe Lucky Rabbi a share. I owe Dennis Schaefer a share. Okay. So, oh, God. It's over. Stop guessing numbers. Oh, God. Yep. 55 wins it. Bingo. Oh, man. But, yeah, so we'll have some, I have a couple more. I have one more prize, and I'll, let me put up what it is. Fight for Mo is Uncle Mo, Bernardini, and Curlin. This was actually inspired semi by a conversation I had with Taffy earlier today. So Taffy, this one's on you, whether it's good or not. Hey, Mike's back.
Guess who's back? Da-da-da. Back again.
And we'll do a spin for that. Trying to think. Do we want to go over anything else? Like code related, game related? Before I mean,
again, I can kind of implied this earlier, like code related. I mean, like, I think we went over enough.
Okay.
If you guys really want to get on a super nerd code, I mean, let's post it on the message board and let us know, and we'll fucking spend 2 hours in the database and like talking nerd shit. But it's if you don't, we'll just kind of gloss over it on these nerd conversations and do the same old shit we always do, which is fun. Nobody's complaining. I'm not complaining. I get a 6-pack of beer. My wife lets me shoot the shit with Frank for 2.5 hours, and you guys. So this is great.
Yeah, we're pushing some serious time right now. Oh, we're back up to 30 people.
Oh shit!
Let's see. Croft says,
"See, it's me. I came back, man. My people love me,
dude. That's what they leave when it's just my ugly mug. But when you come back, it's like, oh shit, there's the pretty boy. Let's get him, Mr. Salt.
Bring the masses. I love my people,
Mr. Salt and Pepper himself.
Salt and Pepper's here.
That's right.
I'm in effect, bitch.
So just so you know, I did do a giveaway while you were gone and spin one again.
All right.
So she got 2 of them. So I think this is rigged. Let's see. Can we add a sire search in our stables? Oh, if you're lucky, Croft. Maybe one day.
No, I mean, seriously, stuff like that is just put it in your pocket. Put it in your pocket. We're going to be working on a whole bunch of shit over the next year and a half.
It's going to be, the stuff that we're going to roll out. It's going to seem very like, it's going to seem huge to you guys. It's going to be very minor for us, in terms of like what we add. So
now, once we get around the corner of rewriting everything in Python, especially the website, we can add shit so much quicker. But it's we've got to get there before we get to the Python rewrite. We got to get to the pretty much like the karting rewrite and the race running rewrite, and we've got a ways to go. But yeah, once we get around that. Sledge 4 is going to help us with the front end, and shit should come out once a new website comes out, hopefully next year and a half or so. shit's going to be flying. We'll be able to add shit a whole lot
Yeah,
quicker.
going to be a completely different game altogether by the time we're finished with it. And
So, same game, but with a lot easier to add functionality. You know, I mean, like
bet
a lot.
that's a much better way of explaining it.
A more robust version of what you have now.
Yeah, exactly. I same exact game in terms of like playability and how it works. More robust in the sense of functionality.
Yes.
So, Lindsay Park says, "I've got a prize horse to give away relevant to this Twitch. Do a spin for me, please." Okay, Lindsay Park has a prize horse to give away. So this is for Lindsay Park's horse. I have no fucking clue what this is. This is entirely up to him or her. Whatever they do, whoever wins this spin.
In Lindsay Park, we trust.
In Lindsay Park, we trust. This Lindsay Park is going to give this horse away. This has nothing to do with Mike or myself. So if you don't,
That might be named after one of us. We'll see.
it probably is.
Probably is. Inspired that from this chat that sounds totally like we're getting fucking thrown under a bus here.
But if you don't get the horse, or I'm sorry,
I trust Lindsay Park.
I trust them too. No,
100%.
Well,
if you
no,
don't get the horse,
if I was to say don't come to us and be like, hey, I didn't get my gift horse, because we're not going to know shit about it.
You know what? We're fine. We're good. We're good.
All right,
Let's roll with it.
Boom.
I would 100%.
hit the button.
Hit the button.
It's going to be, oh my God, 10 points.
I hope it's Lindsay Park.
So
I
10
hope they win
points.
their own horse. That'd be awesome.
10 point won the Lindsay Park horse.
All right.
All right, so you have to.
Lindsay Park, send it to 10 point.
Let's get off that screen. It's Flying Spur. Oh, we all can't be that lucky, Maddie. Let's see.
You know how lucky I'm going to be tonight?
At Lindsay Park is a girl. Well, I
I'm
don't.
going to play this.
There you
I'm
go.
going to play Holy Wars. Yeah, Megadeth.
Get on the
Megadeth
trust.
guitar in the house.
Get on the trust. The drum fill on the trust. Let's see. Nope. See, Lindsay Park disputes that. Jono. Lindsay Park, I'm assuming is a male. I don't know. This conversation is going off the rails. We're gonna open up the next spin. Sorry, Bazals, you didn't actually win, buddy. Nope. Person's not gonna win that one either. So I have one horse left. The horse I have left is Fight for Mo. Again, I said this was a Super Taffy inspired horse based on one of my conversations with her earlier. For those who don't know, when we do these streams, I actually reach out to the player base and ask for lines. Liam gave me a shit ton of lines for some of these horses. I tinkered with the sires a little bit. The back ends are mostly him. So if you want to blame somebody, if they don't run, it's me, not him. But Taffy kind of gave me this one in a very nonchalant way. I don't think she realized she gave it to me. But yeah, it's so again, like if I announce a stream and you have horses that you or a breeding that you want us to give away, just shoot me a PM and I'll breed it and put it out there. Again, I tend to lean more towards the lesser used sires, like Uncle Mo's lesser used elite. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So, again, if anybody has any, suggestions, I'm always open to it. But I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel again unless Mike has a question. Mike, do you have a question? No?
Nope.
Oh, and look at that. Lindsay Park.
Why do birds sing so gay and lovers await the break of day? Why do they fall in love? That's my question.
It's a good question. And let's see if somebody can answer it before we spin the wheel.
It's unlikely to happen.
Probably. Oh, my God. 10 points going to win again.
No, he's not.
He sure did.
Oh. What kind of bullshit wheel is this?
So 10.1 the Lindsay Park horse and 10.1
We got to give away shit until 10 Point doesn't win something. So let's give away something else.
All right. So
Now, I would say this: if 10 Point wins the next thing, he is disqualified from winning until somebody else wins. But he's available one more time to win.
okay.
How's
All right.
that?
So the next one that we do here is going to be.
I'm going to breed a horse. You entertain the masses. I'm going to breed a horse.
All right. Mike's going to go ahead and breed a horse. And whatever that horse ends up being, are you doing it out of admin or e-test case?
I'll do it out of admin.
All right, let me get out of admin real quick so I don't fuck anything up.
Does it have enough points and shit to breed?
Whatever? Oh, yeah. I dropped 40,000 in there, so you can get whatever you want.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So while we wait, I'm gonna go ahead and read off some more stats because I did.
Have some more fun.
I did the work, so the average speed figure for a maiden winner for turf sprints. This is again just maidens, not age restricted, just maidens. 75.53 for turf. Oh, actually, you know what? I lied. This is 2-year-olds. 75.53 for turf route. 83.68 for dirt sprint. 75.17 and for dirt route. 83.92.
Fuck off, Le Fabulo. You can't even breed him as a damn sire. I'm pissed.
Who?
Le
LeFabulous?
Fabulo. He's that old. I thought. Okay. We're at this point in the fucking stream. Okay, I'm gonna fuss.
Sabbath is gonna send us a horse head. It's very Godfather-like of you.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. We'll fry it up. We'll make some. Maybe
we'll make some vittles out of it.
We'll make some dip out of it. You never know what's going to happen. It'll be a pike.
We'll fucking spray demon semen all over its face. We'll fucking demon semen the shit out of its face.
There it is. That's the Pikeville special. Some demon semen horse head. So we got.
We'll fucking put it with some possum meat. Fucking run over a squirrel. Fucking it's gonna be delicious.
Well, we're changing the name to Roadkill Special.
Oh, that's the name of this horse unless somebody takes it for me.
Unless it's already there. Chip said, or Maddie says, can I be called 10 Point or spin? 77, 76, 85, 81, 74. I don't know why people are typing numbers in. Did I say to type numbers in? Or we just guessing?
Apparently you did. You don't know.
I probably. No, listen, I'm wearing a purple shirt. I don't know what's up or down. And
Grimace.
Oh, that's right. Grimace. Barney. 10 Point posted a link. Let's see what 10 Point posted. Dick in the Mash.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
No, that's already happened. It's already there.
There's a horse named Dick in the Mash.
It was. It looks as though it was bred today.
Boy, I'm not sure about that one.
Oh fuck!
I'm not sure about that one.
That one might get name policed. That one.
Yeah, that one might get name policed. Dick in the Mash. Maybe Richard in the Mash, but Dick in the Mash is a little harsh.
I gotta give credit where it's due. That's a great name, though.
It's not the worst. It's not the worst.
Oh, that was the prize horse. Oh, fuck.
Oh. Lindsay Park! You salty bitch!
Oh,
fuck. Let's see.
Oh. You know what's funny is we were worried about naming a horse Demon Seaman last week, so I changed the name to Demon Seaman, and here we got Dick in the Mash on the following week.
Oh. How about Mick in the Dash? I could go with that.
Let's go with Mick in the Dash. Don't make us change the name, guys. Come on, go ahead and update that for us, please.
Anything.
We just don't want to get contacted by the name police because it's more work on our end. So
yeah, it's just it
would be
life's hard enough.
Super funny for the stream. Much appreciate the laugh. Like
we love you guys. It's fun, but
there's some folks out there that don't like to have as much
fun. And
I
get it. You know, that's why they're not in the stream. Okay,
100%.
I'm sure. I would not be surprised if there's people walked in the stream and be like, "Fuck these guys," or they wouldn't say "fuck these guys." They'd be like, "These guys are offensive to me. I want nothing to do with this stream." So
yeah, Shaft in the Mash is fine. Shaft in the Mash works.
Yeah, that works. I'll take it.
Oh
yeah. Did you breed to a mine shaft horse? That would be perfect. Anyway, I've got one more horse I got to add to. You know what? Let's put Mineshaft because yeah, that's
Oh, that
we're
was
gonna put Mineshaft at the end of
fantastic.
this horse.
Well played, Lindsey Park. Well played. That was fucking
No,
great.
yeah, I think I could do this Mineshaft horse. I think this is not going to be the worst fucking crossbreed. Let's see. Let's see how we do here. Okay, fucking entertain, fucking Frank.
Oh,
Give the people what
guys,
they want. I'm
seriously,
trying to breed over here.
guys, you fucking crack me up with some of the shit that you guys come up with. Seriously, and even then, like some of the comments I get and the questions I get privately, like I'm dying laughing. So don't ever feel like you can't approach me or anything like that because I'm always open. There's a lot of folks out there, good, bad, or indifferent, who reach out and they, sometimes
I
they
will
say,
say everybody's good. Some people just got no chill. That's the problem.
well, I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, some
Ooh,
people are nice. Some people,
That's not a good. That's not a good reading. I'm gonna have to.
some people are nicer than others. Pole dance time. That's on Only Frank. When I go to the Only Frank channel, that's when you see the pole dance. I put on my thong. It's a great time. Just got to get there. I show more of the chesticles. You know, I don't leave so much of the buffness to the imagination. Let's see.
They are buffing stuff over here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Frank and a G-string. That's a good name for a horse.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus, listen, anybody who's paying for me to, I couldn't even get that sentence out. Anybody who's paying for me to see me in a G-string, I'll pay for your psychologist. I'll put it that way. Buff and stuff. There it is. That's a great name. Hey. Far from buff, I'm a little 5'7" chunker. That's who I am right now.
Are you 5'7"?
Oh my god, I'm short as fuck. Dude.
You are? See, yeah, I had no idea because I'm glad you told me that because if I saw you in person, like, I'd be like, Frank, and you'd be like, hey, what's up? I'd be like,
oh, you,
Frank?
Yeah, I'm Peter Dinklage. No, I am a short guy. I am definitely not very tall. How tall are you?
Super tall. I'm like 5'11" and a half. I was 6 foot, but now I'm old and fucking hunked over. I'm like, I'm like an old man. I got the old man fucking hunch going.
I was 6 foot once too. It was when we used to say ASL to each other. If anybody gets that reference.
Nope.
That's your era. What do you mean? That's the AOL chat room era.
Don't fuck around with the AOL.
Age,
man.
sex, location. Come on, man.
No, I went through a phase, man. Don't fuck with the AOLs. It's not my joint.
Well, then why is the email derbyfever@aol.com?
My original email was Bill Gulch at AOL.com. Actually, it's Bill Naskra at AOL.com, and we had a whole thing with that. But yeah, either way. Let me see. I'm about ready to breed this horse. I think I got.
All right, Jono sounds like you've been talking to my wife. Just kidding.
Jono just pulled out the fucking Jerry Seinfeld. Sounds like you've been talking to my wife. Anyway,
okay. What Jono gave me a compliment. At least that's not what I thought.
How are we? What are we going to name this horse?
How tall am I? If I had to guess how tall Thor was, I would guess Thor is 6'4".
All right, we got a horse named Frankie 5'7" coming.
Frankie 5'7".
Frankie 5'7". I just bred it. It's added to the queue. I will tell you what the pedigree is. Let me see. It's got
Jono says name is short but long. I appreciate the confidence, Jono.
Nice. Jono coming in hot.
I have a supporter. What can I say? Oh man.
I like it.
All right, so Thor says he's not 6'4". He's got to be, my guess is either 6'6" or 6'8". It's a nice even number. Short but long is a great name for a horse. Fuck you, Thor, 6'9". You're a full foot ahead of me, you giant bastard.
Yeah, fucking slam dunking piece of shit.
I know, right? God dang. Didn't have to jump to touch the rim in 6th grade, you fuck.
I used to be 6'11", but now I've shrunk to 6'9".
Jono said Olivia. Oh, good, Jono. You're Italian too? I'm half Italian. So there you go. We're even. We're probably cousins. Because all Italians are.
My wife's Italian. Hell, I could be related to you both.
There you go. I'm your in-law. See, that's why we get along so well.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to have it. Dude, I'll tell you what, we have these family gatherings, and my wife, God love her, she has like 11 brothers and sisters, so it's 12 kids. It's a fucking shit show. Now all of them have kids, and all the kids are having kids. It's like fucking like it's like going to a fucking football game. It's like way too many people there. It's
and
like
they're all named Peter, Paul, Michael, and Marie.
oh, it's a weird family. I love them. They're actually, you know what? The funny thing is, I have more trouble out of like my small sliver of Appalachian family. It's like everything goes off the rails quick, but none of them have any problems, man. Just like they're like fucking crack. Yeah, they're just like
for me.
Great.
I have equal problems on the Irish and the Italian side. So
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're all fucked up. It's amazing I'm here right now.
All right. Well, I think I'm about ready to give this
Too much
horse
growth
away.
hormone. Listen,
Let's see.
growth hormone is the way to go. We call John.
Frankie 5'7". Okay, I found the horse. I will tell you the pedigree.
We call John a
Jeff-
tripod.
All right, here we go. This is not the worst pedigree. It's actually a pretty solid pedigree. But I had to throw it at the back end. We got
What's the breed?
justify. I'm not telling you the breed value. Justify by Curlin by Mineshaft.
Ooh. You have a
It's
long,
not the worst. Justify by Curlin by Mineshaft. So this is gonna be a good one.
what's the long ID?
124 55 180.
Oh, you know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
It means I got to look it up.
Why? I just told it to you.
Well, I got to see what the people are getting. I got to make sure you're putting out quality.
You'll let Lindsey Park breed shit and we don't even know, and you'll give it away. The fucking guy that wrote the game. You're like, I don't trust you.
Oh,
Come
no.
on, man.
Oh, no. This is your next Derby winner, ladies and gentlemen.
It could be. Hell, I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I didn't look it up. All right. I thought most had 2 feet. Jesus Christ. Oh. We have a horse to give away, don't we? We're going to do a
This
raffle.
is the horse.
Oh, wait. Well, no, we have 2 horses then. You want to do this
Do
one
we?
off? Yeah. This is a raffle or a spin?
You know what? 10 points won the last 2 spins, right?
10 point won the last 2 spins, and spin round won the 2 before that.
Jesus Christ. I don't trust the spin, so let's do a raffle.
All right,
Whoever
raffle.
shows up first in the raffle name gets this horse. It's going to be like you get some points for the
Twitch points.
You get like, it sounds like you're going to get split however many people they show. It's like 5,000 points that get split between 3 people or some bullshit.
I don't give a fuck about the points. I'm more concerned with who comes in first.
Yeah, whoever it shows up first in the results
Listen.
gets this horse.
If you ain't first, you're last.
It'll win in 7 seconds.
7 seconds. Get your entries in, bitch. Oh, there we go.
Padre Bry wins.
Padre. Hot sauce Bry.
Hot shit. All right, so I'm going to transfer it, and I'm going to let you give away that next horse.
All right, let me just mark it down real quick. So you gave away... Oh, no, I did give away the last horse, didn't I? Yeah.
Well, now we got to give away one more horse. Breed a shit horse and give it away just because we told him we'd give him something.
All right. So you did... Padre Bry got... What was the name of that horse? Frankie
5'7". I'm
5'7".
working on it.
Oh, now my height is forever ingrained in the game. Thanks, Mike. How come former guests seem to win more? Because we like
I don't
them.
know.
We like them?
Especially in this, these are random bullshit things. You know what? If you really want to, we'll go to an MD5 hash bullshit, and that way it's like we can audit the bullshit. We can't audit this shit, like, because we're spinning wheels. It's third party. This is fucking We'll fucking.
We're doing.
I'll MD5 the shit out of this.
We're doing work right now. No, that was a joke. But the
I can't fucking tell. I'm like, I can't see. I'm a little.
That was
super drunk.
No, you're good. That was a Sabbath joke. All right, so we're gonna leave it up to me to come up with the sires. All right, so Mike, I'm going to boot you out of administrator.
That's fine. Stable. Padre, bruh.
And let me look. Hold on. All right, yeah, we're good. We still got 27K.
All right.
Right.
All right, Padre. Horse sent over, so you should be good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm going to do?
What are you gonna do?
You know what I'm going to do?
I don't know what you're gonna do.
You know, I don't know what I'm going to do either.
Yeah, apparently not. You just keep saying, you know what I'm going to do? You don't know what you're going to do. I'm completely convinced of this.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do.
All
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run a. Do I go up? Do I go down? Do I go up? Do I go down? We're gonna go to. So this is gonna be a turfer, Baid. I think that's how you say the name. It's a newer sire, newer-ish.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to run the DS. And the DS is going to be the first name on the next list. Australia.
Is it a flying spur?
Not yet. And then
Not
we have
yet.
we have the DDS, and we'll do 13 names down on the DDS. We're going to filter it by BPs over here. 13 names down is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Giants Causeway. Wow, that's a good pull.
That's not bad.
That's a good pull.
Giants Causeway, solid. I love me some Giants Causeway.
All right, so I need a name in chat. Give me a name, chat. Give me a name. Sire. This is probably going to be the most inbred horse by random. Imagine that.
As long as it's not 2X. If it's 2X, you need to like back one of them out. Back the damn sire if it's 2X.
It's 3X.
That's not the worst. How bad 3X is it?
It's 3X by 4.
Hey, you go with it. Hell, it's a free horse.
Yeah, we'll
It's got 5 legs, man. Maybe it'll run faster.
5 legs. It's got a turbo booster. All you got to do is push the button for the NOS. Let's see. We call it Tripod John. Buff and stuff. I'll go with buff and stuff.
Buffin stuff. There we go. JR buffin stuff.
All right, and this will be the horse we give away. There, we got bread.
It might not be. We don't know.
Wait, what
Don't
happened?
shit on this horse. He could be a world beater, man.
Oh, what was that? I just missed it. Inbred Fred, name of the horse. Can't name
We'll
it
stick
that.
with buffin stuff.
There's too many Freds in my family. I can't name it that. Let's see. All
There's
right.
too much inbreeding going on in my family, so we can't name it that.
Pikeville. All right. We're gonna spin. This is for buff and stuff. It's going. Oh my god. Oh,
What?
super taffy.
All right. At least it's not 10 points.
Or spin.
Yeah.
All right. So super
But 10
taffy.
points won the last 2 spins, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah.
Super.
But another former guest. It's like they know us, man.
I know, right? Like it's almost as though the fate.
It's almost as though if you come on the show and stream with us, you win shit. Hint, hint.
Also, we pay you to come on the show. We send you credits.
Do we? Okay, fair. I don't know.
Well, I do. I don't think I told you I do that, but I do it.
I have faith in you.
Well, hey, I got to get these guys on somehow. Yeah, man. So
Mike's an asshole. I'm going to give you 10 million credits to show up and treat Mike like he's a decent person.
Frank's 10 times bigger an asshole, to be honest with you. So here's what we're going to say, guys. So for the next stream, we were thinking about doing one on Saturday.
Earlier, right?
Yeah, it's going to be earlier in the day. It's going to be less drinking involved.
Sorry.
But if we can get a guest, by all means, like we want, whether you're overseas, whether you're in, overseas. Last time I checked, Australia counts as overseas, at least for my area. We're looking to get guests. Anybody who's interested, please shoot me a message. Even if you were already on and you want to come on again and join us, Come on, man. We'll take
We're
you
not
on.
picky.
Yeah, we're more interested in having a good conversation, having fun, enjoying the company with just different folks, and going from there.
I think we ought to have a Breeders' Cup stream.
We are going to. I didn't tell you, but we are going
No,
to.
what? Oh, we are nice.
We are going to.
Very nice. I like that.
We have to be very, very careful about the. So when we do this, we have
Verbiage?
no. Well, not verbiage, no. But we have to be careful about what we talk about. Not really talk about, but what we reference with the actual Breeders' Cup while it's going on live. That's the only thing.
Okay. Okay.
DMCA
Like-
bullshit. Like
Really? They'll nail you for that, talking about races like I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I trust you, so
Well, no. I mean, I'm being over cautious is the best way to
Okay.
put it. Not saying one way or the other that we'll get even if we get DMCA'd for it, we have 3 strikes. So
okay. I would say this, my guess, and this is just me guessing, is that like horse racing is probably not too picky about it. I could see the Super Bowl being fucky about it.
Super Bowl
Especially.
is stupid.
Yeah, but horse racing like needs all they get anyway. I mean, we'll try to reference it as a Breeders' Bowl. I don't think they're gonna be looking at horse names.
Yeah,
we can talk about real horse names.
I think
and
if we
shit.
did the Breeders' Bowl, I think what would be cool is if we did the Breeders' Bowl, right?
Yeah.
And we did like
Maybe
the
we
actual-
change the times of the Breeders' Bowl and kind of like run races and talk about it while we're fucking streaming. Would anybody like shit like that? I don't know.
Hell yeah! I think people would love us to be live while we're doing Breeders' Bowl plus Breeders' Cup. You know, and I think ultimately, like if we were, and not to make this,
Yeah,
a handy-
Super Taffy says yes.
Not to
as
make
long as you
this-
don't show the races, it's fine. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think we can pull this off, man. I think we're good.
Yeah, I gotta play with the screens because I'll put it this way: what I'm more or less worried about is if I'm betting that day, if I fuck something up and pull it over on the wrong screen. That's what I'm worried about.
Why would you worry about that? Are you betting like $10 million? Are you afraid your wife's gonna be watching the stream and be like, "Fuck you! Don't bet that much money, you dumb son of a bitch."
Not the money side of it. I'm worried about dragging the DMCA side of it onto the stream. That's what I'm worried. And
I got
pulling
you.
the audio up. That's what I'm worried about.
Oh, I got you. Okay,
Not,
but we won't do that.
I don't give a shit. I'm poor. Nobody fucking nobody. No one's gonna give a shit about my $2 bets. Yeah. So
we
but-
could do that. That'd be fun.
yeah. So what do we got? What's that? November.
And we can drink all day. I'll have to like get Bud Light, or I have to get some like weak ass beer all day so I can drink all day.
And yeah, I do too. So just so we're clear, that'll be November 4th.
Okay.
Not November 3rd, which the Breeders' Cup obviously starts on a Friday. So
we're not drinking for 2 days in a row.
no.
We're warriors, but we're not fucking like legends.
Right. We'll do it on a Saturday. But for this week, what I may do, whether Mike wants to join me or not, it's up to him. I might just pop open the stream. We'll run some gradeds live on the stream, and
That'd be cool.
we'll broadcast them. And whoever wants to join can join. But like I said, we're trying to hit that 7 mark. We're at 4 right now. This one will give us 5. The one on Saturday should give us 6, and then we'll do one more, probably the 23rd, 24th, 25th, somewhere in there, to give us 7.
And we'll see how this works. I mean, like, I have no idea what the Twitch affiliate thing works, but we're going to figure it out. I mean, it's kind of cool. And then, who knows? Maybe we'll do a Patreon or something. We gotta reach out to the people, man. So we're trying to give some new we're trying to get some new people into the game and sport and shit. And, I mean, part of that is with the rewrite. I mean, it's going to take time, but hey, we'll see what takes. We'll see what takes place.
Y'all are gonna force me to call Sam on a Friday night to get my handicapping stuff in order. So
We got to get Sam on the stream. Where's my man Sam?
I'll call Sam. I'll see if Sam is interested. Maybe we get Sam on Breeders' Cup Day, and
I would love that. What we ought to do,
or
how's
Dan.
this?
How about? Well, I don't know. Well, Dan's probably busy.
He's fucking. I mean, like,
Dan doesn't
Dan's
wanna
all
fuck with
serious.
us.
Yeah, Dan's gonna be like, dude, I'm fucking betting. But what we can, I mean, if Dan wants to come on, he's always welcome. But yeah, we could do. We could definitely do like maybe we like set aside some time, like 2 or 3 guests. Like whoever wants to join us on Breeders' Bowl, pick a time slot. We're gonna be like streaming from here to here, and if you want to come on for a time, this is your time. If somebody, we could actually have 2 or 3 people on at the same time. It might be fun with some overlap.
And maybe we run.
We've got the Zoom. I mean, that's the cool thing.
Yeah, maybe we run. So when do the Breeders' Bowl races or Breeders' Cup races actually start?
They start early. I think it started like 10:30 in the morning, or historically they have. They'll go till 6 at night. So that's too early.
Maybe we start at like, I don't know how long you want to go, but maybe we start at like 2 o'clock or something, and we roll to the
we can
end.
do something like that. Yeah.
And then
The
at
last
that point,
5-6 races, yeah.
at that point, what we can do is we can just block off, portions of the stream and say, hey, from 2:30 to 3, Padre Bride's going to join us. From 3 to 3:30, Spin's going to join us. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or whoever's interested.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that wants to come in, and like I said, what might be fun is like a little overlap with people, especially if like a player that wants to do it. We probably don't want like 7 people talking at the same time. That's annoying. But if we get like 2 people in at the same time with us, shit, I'll back out if you want a third person, just to get like a variety. But get like some people, like a little overlap, a little fun talk between sim players and shit. That'd be fun, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we might have a Saturday guest already. I just have to wait and see. Because I can't help but look at my phone. I had to check.
Did you just book fucking Ryan Reynolds? You just booked Ryan Reynolds, didn't you?
I got our pilot rum or whatever.
All right. As long as he isn't trying to sell me crypto. Any fucking celebrity that sells crypto is an asshole. You make so much money as being a celebrity. Stop trying to fucking rip people off. That's all this.
Also, stop trying to sell images.
Look, I got a fucking
NFTs.
image of I got a fucking image of like a Bored Ape. I've got a fucking lazy monkey over here.
There you go.
I got an exhausted orangutan. No, I mean, like, nobody fucking cares.
Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you to everybody. We'll get gifts out tomorrow. Again, if you join the stream, if I got you on the chat as chatting, or I wrote your name down, I'm going to shoot you credits tomorrow. Yeah, if you want a horse, I'll shoot you tomorrow. If you want to share, I'll shoot you tomorrow.
I already shot you the horse you wanted. Whoever won mine, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was Padre.
Mike got the horse out, and also cards.
All done.
Already done. So we'll do this again. And I imagine it's probably going to be coming up on Saturday. We'll do the next one, maybe.
Yeah, just whenever. This is fun, man. I love this.
But we'll get
I love connecting with you guys. Of course, always being with Frank's a blast. But yeah, just everybody that's out here that I'm getting to know better every time, and the fact that we get 7 people is like fucking humbling. The fact that we got 25, 30, 40, sometimes 50 people out here,
absolutely,
is crazy to me. Thank you so much.
It's fun, man. It's a good time. The more you guys join, the more you guys participate, the more we're inclined to do this stuff. Like I said, if nobody's interested in this stuff, then hey, we'll sit back and we'll have our private chats among us and code. But no, seriously.
Less beer.
Yeah, less beer, more fuck ups. But no, seriously, like we enjoy, mingling with the folks and getting, ideas and not inspiration. Well, yeah, inspiration, ideas, inspiration,
definitely inspiration,
and just different takes on how the game works. So, or how the game should work. So, yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut us down because I keep rambling.
Yes.
But y'all have a good night, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye bye.